actually, real quick before that, I did want to announce one little quick change for the game. Okay, moving forward, we're going to split between using the app and using our personal dice. So moving forward, combat is going to be done on the app. It's going to help me kind of speed things up, keep track of numbers. That way I'm not constantly asking everybody like, hey, what was this? Hey, what was that? So basically combat will take place on the app, but your role play, that's all your own dice. No worries there. We're usually pretty kind of chill and laid back when it comes to that anyways. So moving forward, app will be combat, personal dice will be role play. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
That's awesome because I have a
Cool.
move that rolls like 10 dice, so I'm okay with that.
It'll, I guess I've been tracking it over the last few sessions and stuff, and it will definitely speed things up. It's only like a minute here or there, but those minutes add up, and we only have 3 hours to play between 10 of us. So that's how we'll kind of speed things up a little bit.
Cool.
Right. Cool. With that, we're going to move into recap. Take it away, Zena.
Okay. All right. Lots of role play. So conversations between Malin and Ingus, asking why he's so mean and what is the meaning of taking the children. Ingus talked about lamplighters and making up for bad in his life. He was saving the children from Maven, and he talked about the group and the trust with the group. Morn Rowe killed the Marine, confused and happy with his choices. What's next? Looks at the cutlass, looks down at the water and a sensation of the sea, uses divine sense, feels a celestial force, feels the sea, hears a baritone in his ear, petulant boy. And the voice wonders at his process, feels pain from his chest to his fingertips. Morn says he's not a boy, just a champion. The voice says, grow up. Questions the victories of the girl and a bound man. Muscular arms pick Morn up. Pride is a damsel in distress. Please me. Learn me. And the voice says, in the vision. Does that make sense? What did I write? Am I on the right one? Okay, some more. Checks out his parts and wants to make something. His boy is spreading out into his hand like veins and stuff. He looks for Elder Ingrid to show her his son, quote unquote. Can't see her in the vicinity. He sees some traders swapping goods, and Morb addresses an older woman and asks where he can find some parts. And the woman says they don't deal with the things that he needs, and goes to ask the other traders, and they ask if Morb has something to trade. He said he'll use his trade for whatever they need. He said he'll use his trade, and then they send Morb to Hippie. And so he walks off to the hut. Maddie, Malin, and Drum. Drum is exhausted, a bit confused. Maddie is exhausted, also looking for the children. And Malin talks to the guard. Maddie runs into Harkins, smacks, falls flat on the ground, trying to get himself up before anyone sees, but Morb saw it. And Harkins says, we should speak, Foulblood. And Maddie said, we should talk, but not here. And both take off to talk, and Harkins seems calm. Steps over the rope, but Maddie uses a pull of angling so he doesn't get lost from where he's going to back again. Let's see, he ties off the rope and puts the pole in the ground, and Sloth seems impressed with Maddie. Sloth sits in the clearing, and Maddie secures the pole and sits down near Sloth. Sloth says he's the last of his kin, beast monster. Sloth calls Maddie brother and questions his existence, and does Maddie enjoy his life? And Maddie says, why do you keep calling me Foulblood? And Sloth says it's fitting. Sloth tells Maddie about his deal with the devil and how he is confined to the woods, and people will only remember him as a monster. Sloth calls himself a fool and asks Maddie, what will others see you as? And Maddie doesn't like his own kin. He feels alone. Sloth doesn't like Maddie's kin either. So Sloth mentions Morgoth. Maddie knows the name. And Sloth asks, what do you do when Morgoth offers you the same power and absolute strength? And Maddie looks to the group and looks back, and Maddie pulls off his bandages to unfurl his wings and yells boomingly, I'll take it. So Sloth looks at Maddie's wings and tells Maddie he's more prepared to make the better choice, and he tells Maddie to remember his prey or all his loved ones will pay the price. Then Sloth snaps off a claw and binds it with the vine and offers it to Maddie. And Maddie takes it and puts it on. Sloth walks away, and Maddie says under his breath, goodbye, my brother. So Maddie heads back to the last hearth. Monroe is looking at blood and wishing it was water, slaps some blood on his face, gets out of the hut by stealth, and gets out the door looking for the group. Gets out the door, goes to the ruckus, and looking for Drum. Morna's still covered with blood, notices too late that Hippie is on the right when he gets out, and they wave at each other, and Morn asks for a bucket of water to clean himself off. Then we go to Drew. They awaken in the cairn. Am I okay? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep, you
okay.
sound good. I think someone sneezed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so and they try to sit up. They see no one around them. They're trying to look for something familiar, and they're still in pain, and they reach out and cut their hand on the black scimitar. Since the same scimitar that plunged into their chest. So Drew takes the blade. As they take it, they hear voices. Notices the armor has a thick reddish clay looking substance in the center of it where the blade struck. So Drew heads out of the cairn. She's the scimitar. And they get the sensation that the scimitar is a part of them now, and the two will never be parted. Here's the ruckus and moves towards it, sees Monroe and Hippie, then sees all the chaos. Zeno is exploring the hearth out around the village, checking for familiarity. Spends time talking and wandering. No one really remembers her, and she realizes she's been wandering for decades. Walking with Athena, still looking for familiarity, feels at home and calm. Hears the ruckus and investigates. Sees Hippie and Monroe, so Xena heads towards Hippie and sees Drew and interacts with Drew. And Drew asks Xena how does it feel to be home. And Xena expresses the warmth and welcome of feeling like she belongs. Xena wipes a tear from Drew's face and tells Drew um, that she wants the same thing for Drew. Drew says they think they might have found some family, and questions Xena about staying at the hearth. And then they both take off and walk towards Hippie and Morn. And Morn is watching Hippie walk towards him. Morn draws his sword. Hippie still walks towards Morn, and Morn misty steps onto the roof. Xena tries to walk faster, and Drew holds her back, saying, trying to make a normal pace. So Hippie watches and tags Morn. She points her spear and then taps. So Hippie sees Drew and Xena and turns her attention from Morn. Morn is seen by everyone going to find some water to clean up, even though he tried to be stealthy. Morn goes to the creek to clean up. Xena and Drew are with Hippie. Hippie sheathes her spear and walks away. Xena calls out to speak with Hippie, Hippie asks, how can I help you, Xena? And gives a strange look to Drew. Xena explains why she wants to talk to Hippie and talks about the holy symbol. And Hippie's standoffish and unhappy with Chiron. She said he abandoned the people as their war chief, and Hippie expresses her disdain of him running off and not doing his duty to the people. Xena and Hippie chat. Xena wipes a tear. Xena tells Hippie that the holy symbol gives her strength from Danu, and Hippie tells Xena to hold on to it. And Hippie walks off. Xena talks to Drew. Let's go find the others. Then Malin and Drum. Drum feels confused about everything that's happening because he's not sure why they're looking for kids. Malin addresses the guards and then they walk away. And then Maddie returns to the group with his wings exposed. And then everyone hears the chiming of the bells. And the bells tell everyone to get ready for dinner. Argus, we go to Argus. He's cooking and ringing the dinner bell for the feast. Having a full run of a feast, small game and fruits, a nice berry stew porridge with potatoes, onions, radishes, blah, 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 all the stuff he can make for several hundred people. And everyone starts to congregate in a picnic like area. The children and the adults, the children's really love the food and they love Argus. The group is welcomed as they grab food and mingle. Xena walks to Argus to compliment him, sits down and eats. Then Malin and Maddie step outside with Malin is surprised that Maddie's wings are out, and Maddie tells Malin what happened between him and Sloth, and Drum notices Argus. He abstains from eating, looking for Drew. Inside, Drew is hanging outside, not eating. Drew feels a tug on their arm, and a small elvish child that Drew acknowledges with a smile and kneels down. And the little elf grabs Drew's face, pats him on the face, and the child changes into a skeletal face. Drew stands up, and the elf has disappeared, and no one saw what happened. Drew goes to Malin and company at the table. Malin notices that Drew is a little phased, and Drew explains he might have had a sister. And Drew mentions the chances he was a good person, that he was a good person seems low. And what if he was a bad person? Drew is worried the group would kill them if they discovered the truth. Malin's conversation with Drew is no matter what you did in the past, if you're if you continue trying to make up for it, and then mentions Argus situation with the children, and the past is the past. Try to become your new person in the present. And Drew is not sure if they can balance. Malin notes her past doesn't compare to what she has now, and Maddie blushes. So Maddie tries to tell the story about how he got the charm and tries to use prestidigitation to tell the story. And the group reacts with stifled laughs, and Drew watches Malin watch Maddie, kind of like, your girlfriend watching them interact with their boyfriend. And Morn stealths to the group and bumps into Morb. Morb notices the old rusty pistol in Monroe's belt and asks Monroe if they're trying to be like him. So they have a small exchange about the pistol and the creature making its way up Morb's arm. Apologies exchange from Morn to Morb, wanting to work together, offers the truce, shakes hands. Morn passes the pistol to Morb, and Morb says, "Don't bring up the ship anymore. The winds of change." Morn realizes he's never seen Morb above a deck of a ship, and Morn tells Morb about the map that can lead them to the guy, quote unquote, guy they met in Opus Day. Morn gives Morb the map. Morn walks to the table, clapping at Maddie's tall tale. Xena leaves the table to join the group, looks at everyone, remembers how happy they've made her. All the group is there, and Xena gives a farewell speech. Drinks all around, everyone's celebrating. So there was a drinking contest, and Malin, with her real mouth, won. So the night turns into a night of revelry, and everyone is accepted with the family of the hearth. Um, and then Malin tells what she talked with Ingus about. More works on the pistol to make it more functional. Uh, Drum tells Malin, Maddie, and Lucky, asks about the rat cloak, where it came from, holds the cloak out to Lucky. Lucky says it smells like a rat. On investigation, Drum learns the cloak is a hide cloak, massive rat patched over and over. Drum's worried about troubles associated with the cloak. Drum stares at Maddie's wings, unable to finish his sentence or thought. Malin gives a pep talk to Drum, relates the fight about the wings with Maddie versus Drum. Drum asks Perump, "What do I do?" Maddie stands up to Drum in full wing, and Maddie hugs Drum. Drum touches the wings hesitantly. Maddie says, "I get it." Still hugging him, and Drum gets uh, chalked up and choked up and apologizes for attacking Maddie. Maddie says, "If you thought I betrayed you, I didn't, and I never will." Drum whispers to Lucky, "Is he real? It's Is Smelly Dog real? Smelly Dad real?" Lucky replies, "As real as you." So Drum wanders with takes a wide berth back to the camp. Malin and Maddie hold hands. Monroe approaches Drew. Drew is journaling. Monroe asks if they can talk. Morn pacing. So I wanted to say that today has been crazy. Monroe talks about the new weapons, all the things that went on, and Morn chucks the Crescent Moon Scimitar to Drew, uh, and gives it to Drew. Drew talks about the new scimitar, and he can't hold both. Um, let's see. When they come together, though, the two shake against each other, and they feel something from both. One's black and one's shiny. They feel like twins. Uh, Inky Black tries to cancel out light, but it doesn't happen. Both are antithetical. Drew's not sure what that means. Um, Drew decides to keep both. Hands Morn an envelope, says not sure if it's still true. Morn decides to read it later. Reply only if you think you should. It's a poem with a picture. Morn looks for Drum. Morn seems oblivious to the note. Morn finds Drum, calls him, thanks him for the favor, tries fist bumps, meets Drum's open palm, gifts Drum the cloak of meaningful things him as a thank you. And Drum takes off the rat robe and wraps the other around him. Drum wanders back to the hut. All at the hut, feeling good, taking the day, settles down, and there's a long rest. Malin focuses on Morb's thoughts. Malin pushes deeper to Morb, feels a slight vibration, offering an ability. Feel the worm vibrate. Oh, Morb,
Main main
not more.
main points, Ma. We're getting a little over time here.
Okay, that's it. I mean, and everyone goes to sleep. There's a bunch of talking. Everyone's okay. Dreams come. Uh, hello, what's this? Okay, the last part, off in the distance, volcanoes and air, trees don't burn, massive hide, deer antlers and a mask. What do you do?
Maddie's vision.
Yes. Hold firm, stops, kneels down, bows his head, and says, "Hello, my prince." Yep. Sorry, that was a bit. I was like, how do I do this?
It's okay. Very detailed, but excellent recap, Mom.
Just too detailed. I will, yeah. I just
No, we
wanted
just try and
everyone to get in there.
you did amazing. No, we just got to try and keep it to about 10 minutes. You're all good.
Okay.
Amazing job.
All right.
Now, main point takeaways though from that long rest is Maddie had a dream or a vision or went somewhere and encountered some kind of being that had a massive, like, deer-like skull face to it with massive antlers and horns. They were standing towers, feet above him. And yet the being that approached Maddie knelt to Maddie and called him my prince. But this was all, nobody knows this. This was all Maddie's vision or his dream. And the other main thing is that Drum has woken up and appears to be a rat with a little ploof of blue hair on the top of his head. Excuse me. Anything else anybody else wanted to fill in?
That's funny.
Or level 5.
Everybody is now level 5. Yes.
Level 5. Level 5.
Pretty sure everybody upgraded themselves and got all their stuff set. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. The dawn breaks early in the morning and everybody kind of begins stirring and waking up. But yeah, everybody seems to be all the normal, except everybody kind of wakes up and starts to notice that there's a rather large rat going through some gear nearby that has a poof of blue hair on the top of his head. And you also take notice that Xena is nowhere to be seen. She has disappeared from the group. With that, I turn it over to all of you.
Kill the rat.
I think the rat is Drum.
Huh.
See the blue hair?
I didn't know he could change like that.
Do we
Drum.
stab it and see if it bleeds?
Drum, I'll tell you this. Drum, you do have your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma in this form. You're fully aware of yourself and your being. Just everybody is so massive in this moment. You have no idea why why your perspective is like this, but you're definitely aware of yourself.
Am I still very hungry?
Oh yeah, you're starving. Something in that pack smells amazing.
All right. Well, let's continue to rifle through the pack because I am very hungry.
I'm gonna give it a little kick.
Don't kick the rat!
Just like a little kick.
Whose pack is it?
Appears to be Drum's pack.
Oh, it's on. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna kick it a little bit.
No!
I don't think that's Drum. It's not saying anything.
Can I talk? Hold on.
You cannot talk.
Okay. Well,
I mean, as much as you try, the entire group, all they hear is a massive incessant squeaking.
Well, they're gonna hear a massive incessant squeaking as I'm gonna be indignant that Maddie just kicked me after we just made up. So I know he can't understand this, but this is the conversation that's happening. How could you? We just became friends.
When I say a little kick, I mean like a little shove with my foot, like get away from that pack. Oh.
Oh, okay.
When I hear the squeaking, I think you made it angry.
Yeah, see, that's not Drum.
What do you mean?
Can I wild shape into a rat?
Can I rage?
You know what? Sure. What is a drum raging rat look like? And yes, Drew, you can wash it.
I'll let Drew go first.
Okay, wait, hold on. My laptop is dying. Okay, so Drew's gonna be very excited that Drum is now also an animal. Can I speak to Drum if we're both rats?
Yes, you can.
Drum, this is so cool. You're a rat, I'm a rat. How did you become a rat?
What do you mean a rat? Like everything got big, and I'm very hungry.
Well, I mean, you can clearly see that Drew is also now a rat. This would be, you would have seen him transform if you were paying attention.
I was paying attention, and I'm confused why you can, one, suddenly understand me, but two, how you became a rat and why you would choose a rat over like a dragon. But Drew, what's going on? Like, why can no one hear me? Why is everyone big? Why are you a rat?
I'm a rat because you're a rat.
I'm not a rat. I'm a dwarf.
You are. No, right now, your body, you're a rat. You've got your blue hair and everything.
Rats don't have blue hair.
I know, but you do.
All of you standing around can hear. All you hear is this like squeak, 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 going back and forth between these two rats. You know, I'm assuming that Drew's rat looks a little haggard, little twisted, talking to this this little ploof of a blue-haired rat that is Drum.
I think since I saw Drew shape change into a rat and is kind of handling the situation, I just kind of back up and wait to see what comes out of it.
Morb, it's around this time that you remember you have a mirror in your pack.
I have a mirror. Was that Morn or Morb?
Morb, you have a more as part of an artifice. You have a mirror in your pack, I believe.
I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna put it in front of him.
Drum, you see, he drops this mirror in front of you, and you see yourself, and you are the most magnificent rat that you've ever seen. Looking back at you is the most magnificent rat you've ever seen, with this magnificent little blue mohawk sticking off the top of its head.
Is that me? I look great as a rat.
I know.
So are you raging still or no?
Yes, I'm about to rage. So because I see how magnificent I look, I'm going to enter rage because I am very curious. When I enter rage, I kind of glow blue. I don't have the feathers falling, but the wings still sprout from my back, so you just see this little winged rat. And the feathers are going to fold behind him. And I am going to feel like royalty, and I'm going to parade around like I am the hot shit.
Is anybody else that's not involved in the rat thing going on? Is anybody else doing anything? Argus, Smalls, anybody?
I assume I'd just be cooking breakfast for everyone.
I think Smalls is just watching this, shaking his head like, what on earth?
I'm gonna lean over to Maddie and I'm gonna go, do you think this has anything to do with the rat robe I gave him? Because I also had a really weird dream where I was a rat for a little bit, but he didn't actually turn me into a rat.
You never told me that. Then yeah, 100%.
I mean, I didn't think having a dream about being a rat was important. I don't know how to get him out of this.
At about this time, I'm also going to ask Drew, okay, so how do I change back?
Well, did you change on, you didn't change on purpose. You would have known if you did. Have you tried focusing real hard about your regular shape?
Is that what you do to turn back?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do that awkward sit that four-legged animals do, where they kind of like slunch over, but it's like they're sitting on their butt because they're copying people. The rat is going to do that, and it's gonna put its paw on its head, and it's gonna think really, really, really hard.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence. I would say an intelligence check.
Oof. Okay. 14.
14, not bad. You start to kind of like, on a 14, you envision yourself, you're starting to remember, like, okay, I'm a dwarf. I'm yoked as shit. It's like I carry a bunch of weapons. I'm strong. It's like I'm not all that tall, but it's cool. It's fine. You're starting to remember your normal shape. and you can feel your body start to get warmer and warmer, but then all of a sudden, nothing, and you poop a little.
Drew, I don't think it's working.
No, it is
Smalls
not.
is sitting there very amused.
He's a really cute rat.
It's around this time the flap on the hut actually flips wide open, and Hippie actually steps through, her massive centaur self that she is, and she's just kind of looking around at all of you and takes the situation in as you're all kind of crowded around this rat, and you're all kind of like just kind of waking up this morning. Argus is over there cooking breakfast and takes a second and kind of gives a bit of a heave. The elder wants to speak to you all about the slavery. So whenever you're all ready with this.
Thank you.
I'm gonna wander over to my pack and try and figure out how to put it on as a rat. This is not gonna go well.
You're not able to put on your pack or anything. It's all of your gear is just basically like there in a pile.
I'll pick up Drum and put him on my shoulder.
Okay.
Can Pump
I'll take-
also sit on my shoulder so we just have like the stack?
No, Pump is a full ass-grown raven. He is not able. He can sit on the top of you, but it's basically like an albatross grabbing, whatever.
Oh, I'm a tiny rat. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, you are a rat. You're a rat.
Okay.
He can use my other shoulder.
There you go.
Drew's gonna look up at Maddie like, why don't I get a shoulder?
I know you can understand me, Drew. I know you can change back.
Pick up Drew.
Argus just points at empty shoulders.
I'm gonna see like the little look that the other rat does, and I'll be like, "Oh, you can sit on mine."
I'll extend
Drew-
a hand out to Drew.
Wait,
Drum, I assume you.
Drew.
Drum, I assume you let people pick you up and handle you and everything like that.
Yes,
Or
I am
Okay.
perfectly fine running around people.
Everybody else kind of goes to pick up your stuff. Maddie, Smalls, they kind of gather up your things as everybody starts packing up things around the hut, getting ready to leave. But again, this is around the time that all of you take notice that Xena is not with all of you. Does anybody make notice or say anything? Okay.
Point of
wait,
clarification,
yes.
real quick. Was Smalls with everybody when Xena said goodbye originally?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he would have known for a fact that this was a thing. All right, just making sure, because otherwise he would have said something.
Yeah, you're with everybody when you were eating and everything when she said her goodbyes to everybody. You're aware that she is staying in Last Hearth.
Okay, sorry for not knowing that.
You're good.
Now I'm gonna
Okay.
mention it because I was closest about it. Be like, so why are we all covered in dirt? And where in the world does Dina go?
Drew, do you stay in your rat form or do you?
No,
You morph back.
I'll shape back.
As soon as you shape back, something. As soon as you shape back, something kind of like pops off of you. You realize that, in your excitement in the morning as you woke up and realizing that Drum had turned into a rat, something was left on your chest, and it's a small sending stone. And you recognize it actually as the sending stone that was given to Xena, weeks and weeks ago back in Opus Day by Danger, back at Danger's All Works. And there's also a small note that fell on the ground too, that you can pick up, and you can read that later if you so choose.
Okay,
But
yeah. I'll pick
you
up
do
the note.
you do notice that it is addressed to you from Xena.
Yeah, I will tuck that somewhere safe.
Okay. You can add a danger sending stone, quote unquote, custom item to your inventory just for notes for later. Okay. With that, is there anything anybody else wants to do or say before you guys head out of the hut and head over to meet with Elder Ingrid? Okay.
Wait, I did make my way to the cairn at some point.
The cairn?
Yes.
Okay, it's actually close by to where you guys are kind of headed by. Do you want to head there first, or did you want to kind of follow with the group?
I probably want to do that on my own, so I'll go with the group first, and then maybe I will split off.
So
That
Go ahead.
I was going to say while we are all moving forward, Drum is going to continue to talk to Drew like Drew can understand him, asking him lots of questions about can he change into other things? Has he been there the whole time? Has he just been pretending to be away? And other such Drum questions. So the mouth's just going to be squeaking the whole time, looking in the direction of Drew.
Maddie's going to answer him too, thinking he's talking to him because he's on his own shoulder. Just random stuff. Yeah, I get it, man. I see it.
You all start making your way out of the hut and everything, and you kind of make your way. Your guided away is like Hippie's on the outside waiting for all of you, and she kind of guides all of you back to the same set of like standing stones that you all met Elder Ingrid at the first time. She's still sitting at the center stone, just as the same place as she was when you first meeting her. Only this time she's got her pipe figured out, and she's just puffing away in the early morning. She's got a bit of an empty bowl next to her, like she just had something to eat, but she's waiting patiently waiting for all of you to arrive. And just there, right next to her, also is Ingus. Bound, gagged, and a couple of guards standing to the left and to the right of him. You all come to the stones. And you also notice that there is, just on the distance there's no crowd here. Nobody's gathered to watch this. Nobody's really taken interest like they were when you all first arrived. No, everybody's kind of going about their business around Last Earth in the early morning here. No, but there is one other person there standing to the side of Elder Ingrid, and it's Xena. She's standing there, just smiling at all of you, but her eyes are red, welled up like she's been crying. But she's standing there quietly as you all approach. Does anybody say or do anything, or do you wait for the elder to speak?
Oh, wait.
As you all wait patiently, the elder takes a long puff of her pipe, wipes her lips, and well, now, good morning, all of you. Glad we all had a restful night. And she kind of looks over at Maddie and sees the rat on your shoulder. Just kind of chuckles to herself. Fun. So, now it is time to decide what we all should do about your friend? Employer? I don't really know. Whatever you wish to call him, this dwarven fellow, this Ingus. He has adamantly refused to talk to us, tell us anything. He is a right stubborn bastard. You can almost respect it, but it's a pain in the ass. He's done me no wrong. The children all wish to stay here, so I see no harm, and well, no. Perhaps there is harm. But I leave that to all of you to decide. All of you get a vote. What should happen to your friend here? The slaver. Does anybody wish to speak on his behalf? Or against him? This is kind of how we do things here. It's a public forum. Open judge.
I'm going to hop off of Maddie's shoulder and run in between all of us. So the group is on one side and the elders on the other. And I'm going to give the most convincing squeaking speech about how we can't leave our employer behind and how we should bring the people, the children. And I will squeak for this. And can I roll performance or persuasion just to see if this is effective at all?
Oh hell yes! Actually, I want you to first roll me a d20.
Okay.
Tell me what it is.
A 12.
12. Okay, just keep note of that.
All right. So, I want you
to go ahead and roll me You know what? As a rat, I'm going to say this is performance or persuasion, but it's at disadvantage. I'm sorry. You're only speaking to those that can understand you, and let's face it, there's few and far between right now that can understand you.
Yeah, literally no one can understand me. That's okay.
Well, you don't know that.
At disadvantage, it looks like I got a 9.
9. Okay. What are you saying? What are you saying in these moments, though, in your mind? Like, what are you, Drum the Rat, saying?
Drum the Rat is saying, listen, guys, Malin explained to us earlier what was going on. We can't just stay here and leave him here to be tortured or punished. We also need to bring the children with us. And I'm going to be making large circles on the ground. And I think it is our duty, one, to bring him back to his brother, but two, I don't think he's done anything wrong, and I'll continue on like that for like a good 2 minutes, squeaking.
The elder is like kind of like she's leaning over on her broken staff, like just like leaning in, listening intently, and just kind of like chuckling along. You can't really tell whether or not she's playing along with this or whether or not she literally understands you. But at this moment, because Drew changed back, there is nobody in your immediate group who understands. We have Drum speaking for. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak for or against? As I said, the elder has left it up to all of you.
I look over at Malin.
I'm going to step forward and be like, look, I know that he's made some decisions that he regrets, but he's doing what he can to make it better. Plus, it is our job to make sure he stays safe.
Do you do or say anything else in this moment?
The Lamplighters haven't done anything wrong just yet.
Smalls, who's been kind of hanging his head this whole time, just contemplating what's going on, the events of the past bit here, lifts his head up and says, as someone who's had their children taken, I respect that he's actually trying to free children. I also disagree with the fact that he did this without discussing it with us. We have saved his life and his cargo many times. But I do believe his ultimate intentions were honorable. And I feel you should take that into consideration.
Elders kind of nods. She smiles in your way that Smalls, you perceive that it's like she's almost kind of like proud of you in this moment. That you're taking a moment to, like you said, or like she said when she first met you, when you first met her, it's like take a moment and take it all in before you rage, so to speak. She's glad that you've taken a moment to listen. Does anybody else say anything? For or against?
Is Hippie there?
Oh yeah. Hippie escorted all of you there.
Can I try and stealth into the back?
What do you want to do?
I just want to stealth, see if Hippie will not look at my way or anything.
Sure, you can try and stealth, but I would say that in this moment, you've noticed that she has not taken her eyes off of you for 1 second.
That's why I wanted to. Dang it. Okay, well. Can I? I'd like to step forward and just, like, under my breath, go, like, fuck it. And try and make a grander gesture of, we have decided this is all but a draw. You guys have clearly caught us. Or caught them. And, of course, we have a contract that is, very binding. And he is, we have to make sure that reputations are in order, as well as making sure that he goes from point A to point B. We thank you for your diligence in making sure that there is justice in the realm, but we do have a contract, and we are humbly grateful for you letting him have food and drink and water, that we could discuss this amicably. But I believe we all decided this is but a draw.
Are you trying to persuade Elder Ingrid, or are you trying to put on a show?
I am performing a bit, and then seeing if this will help with the persuasion.
It's one or the other. You're trying to persuade Elder Ingrid of what you truly believe, what you feel, or you're trying to put on a performance for those in attendance to, like, the court, so to speak.
I'm gonna go to the court because I think everyone is being nice to the elder. I want to try and go for the crowd a bit.
Okay. Throw me a performance check.
Come on. 16.
16. Nice. I would say the entire group, like, everybody's definitely paying attention to what you're saying, and it's almost like it's a moment that it kind of surprises more than a few people, even among your own group, that you're speaking in this way. Like, it's the first kind of turn of, like, eloquence and, like, I guess you could say mature way of speaking that not everybody kind of expects this from. And even Elder Ingrid kind of, like, raises an eyebrow a little bit and smiles. But Hippie is definitely looking at you with, like, this death stare, just like she is not letting you out of her sight. Doesn't even look like she's really blinking.
I'll wink at her.
She just kind of grins a little bit. Just anybody else?
Step back.
Morb is gonna step forward.
Hmm?
There was a time where we were helped by a and it's at this point, guys, where you guys would see that Morb kind of looks different. He has these kind of, like, black veins that kind of, like, if you saw, like, the black veins coming up his arm, they now have, like, settled in his chest and spread out through the rest of his body down his arms. And so, like, there was a point we were saved and brought freedom by a group similar to the Lamplighters. Without the Freeman, I'd probably still be in the bottom of a ship somewhere. I don't think trying to save the kids was wrong. I do not believe he wanted to bring them into slavery. And that's all I have to say on that. It sets back into the line.
I think after that, and seems like most of the group has spoken up for him, Maddie's gonna walk over to where he's at and actually sit down next to him as well in the same position and say that whatever fate he has, I'll accept as well.
Anybody else? Malin.
Mm-hmm.
It's around this time that all of a sudden you feel that same tickle in the back of your head like you felt this morning. As you truly focus in on Ingus, you feel like as if you're getting a few surface thoughts. If you truly focus in.
Okay.
Do you want to focus in?
Yes.
Go ahead and take 2 points away from that ability of yours.
Okay.
Something catches your attention, and it's like as you dive in, just on the surface level, Ingus is there. He's bound. He's gagged. He's not looking at any of it. He's just looking straight at the ground. This is a man completely reserved to whatever the hell happens. He doesn't care. But as you dive into the surface level, you catch a glimpse of something. It almost feels as if you're, like, living through a memory or something, a moment in his life, in these very fleeting, flashing, just seconds upon seconds of the entire expanse of his life. But you're looking at it through his eyes. And it feels like these are early memories at first of him and Angus purchasing their first wagon, hitching the first beetle, making that first big deal, coin dropping into their hands, prospering. A couple of weeks and months seem to go by, flashing by in an instant, and they buy that warehouse, that same warehouse that you guys have slept in. Ever so slightly on the surface, though, his mind darts to this beautiful dwarven woman, youthful in a wedding dress, kissing Ingus, as you see all this through his eyes, and you recognize that woman as Gunhild. Do you dive deeper?
Yeah.
You don't find a whole lot of resistance here. His mind is focused purely on the moment. He doesn't even seem like he perceives the intrusion. But time flashes by a little bit, deals upon deals, coin after coin. You see a beautiful home somewhere, a little dwarven cottage almost. And you see hands on a pregnant belly, a warm fire, these little children's clothes all knitted and set out expectantly. Do you want to keep diving?
No, it feels like an invasion of privacy now. Yeah, I'll dig more.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
What's the DC on your ability?
Let me see.
Oof.
Oops. For detect thoughts, right?
Yes.
15.
You,
Wisdom save.
15? Wisdom save? Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a 12, so. You go to dive deeper. As you dive deeper, you see a small grave beneath a large cypress tree. Visions of these bills and collections and things coming due, defaults, threats, loss. You feel anxiety and fear and pain. As you continue to dive deeper, you feel the vision darts between these dozens upon dozens and these visions of people in chains, hidden away in a wagon that looks very familiar. Coin passed between these cloaked hands, these hidden faces, crying children, and the coin passed from them to pay for debts. And yet you still see a home taken, lost, in a warehouse in disrepair. Do you continue to dive deeper?
No.
As you cut off from there, did anything that you see want to change your mind? Your memory? Your opinion?
No. I still want him to come with us.
Does anybody else want to say anything? Keep in mind, this is all in Malon's mind. None of you saw this, except for Mel. Well, it seems like we have a consensus. Well, it doesn't really matter to me. Release him. A couple of the guards step forward, they cut the binds, and they remove the binding from his mouth. Angus kind of just sits there on the ground, and he looks right up at Malon, snorts a little bit, gathers himself, stands up, and walks over to the group. Ah! Good. Now that that's settled, one more order of business. A member of your group has decided to stay here. Can't say I blame her. It's been a while. I'm glad that she's home. But she is home. Home she shall stay. I'm not anything. I'm fair. I'm all about balance, such as my life. I take from you, or one of you chooses to stay. It's only right to return the favor. You are one short of your group that you came here. That is my fault. I'm a favor of all of you. My goddaughter wishes to see the world, and by rights, God, she needs to see the world. She's been a pain in my ass for long enough, and I would be ever so grateful if you took her off my hands for a while. Oh, Ellie dear, would you come down here? And Sherry, would you please describe for the group who approaches?
Well, my name is Ellie Reyes, but everyone calls me Ellie. I am 5'10". I have red hair and green eyes, and I am tattooed on my forehead, down my forearms, and on the left upper part of my thigh. And I am an Eladrin elf, and I am 42, but technically I'm 18 years old as far as elves go.
This is my goddaughter Ellie. She has some skills that would be of great use to all of you, especially after I've taken some time to take all of you in and gauged. I think she would fill the void quite nicely that you're all missing. She longs for adventure and needs for maturity. As she kind of looks over at Ellie. Take care of her. Be good to her. And she'll be good for all of you. What say you, friends?
I'm gonna look at Maddie.
I stand up and I nod in acceptance.
Ellie, do you say anything to the group as you approach?
Sure. I walk up to the group and I look at everyone and I say, wow, I've heard so much about your group. And darlings, I would be so thrilled to have adventures with you. And I can pull my own, so don't feel like anyone has to babysit me because I am no baby.
Maddie looks Ellie up and down and says, "Do you like breakfast beers?"
Well, I've heard of them, but I have never tried, but I am always willing to try something.
You're going to fit in just fine.
The drum mouse is going to squeak in protest. You can't just have breakfast beers with anyone. This is just not acceptable.
I like her too, Drum. This is awesome.
Wow,
Drum.
that little rat really has a lot to say. I wish I could understand him or her. It's a him, right? It's got blue hair. I don't know. I shouldn't be like that, but yeah, I would love to see that rat as a normal person. Or is that how he always is? I don't know. I've only seen your group from afar.
Drum, go ahead and roll me another d20. And Drew, this is around the time that you recognize this voice. This is the same one that told you the cards told them to. Down in the carry.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold up my hand and be like, "It's very nice to meet you. I'm Malin."
Well, hello, Malin. And I walk over, and Ellie grabs her hand and says, wow, you are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And Ellie looks over and sees Drew and just winks.
Drew's gonna wave and mouth, thank you.
And Ellie bops her head.
I'm gonna approach Ellie and whisper, "So you're not friends with Hippie, are you?"
Well, actually, we were on a few war parties, but I really didn't get out much with her. And she's a very, very strong centaur, and she has taught me a lot about taking care of myself.
Like,
Um, can I ask the elder something?
Sure, she's still standing there or sitting there.
I'm gonna like walk up to her and be like, right, so I'm sure that you noticed that our dwarf is now a rodent.
Mhm.
Do you have any ideas how that happened or how we can reverse it?
You could kill him.
I would rather not kill him. He's
Oh, well then just wait.
just wait.
Mhm.
Okay, by chance does it have anything to do with the rat club? I feel like if anybody's gonna know, it's gonna be you.
The what?
I gave him a cloak that I got that was like made to look like a rat.
It's disgusting.
I know.
Why would you
It's
give
the
somebody
only
a
other
cloak
cloak
made
that
of
I have.
rats?
I only had one cloak. Okay. He had the feathers, and the feathers weren't common, and I needed him to. So I gave him the cloak that I had.
That's very rude.
I'm sorry.
I have
Is it
no
my
idea what you're
fault?
talking. I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I have no idea. If he's transformed, usually it only lasts an amount of time unless he has some other ability. He'll be fine, dear. Quit fretting. Go away.
Okay.
I'm very emotional right now. My goddaughter is leaving. I'm very, very anxious right now. Can we not talk about rat cloaks? It's disgusting.
And Ellie walks over to Elder Ingrid. Oh, Grandmama, I am just so
I'm not your
happy.
grandmama, damn it. I'm your godmother. Get it right.
All right,
Come on.
I call
You're
you
so
Grandmama
frustrating.
because, yes, I know. We've had this conversation before. And I know I love you, darling, and you have done so much for me. And
Just
I will miss you, but I am so excited about going on a new adventure. Please.
yes. Just do me a favor. Just follow the cards, dear, please.
Always, I always follow the cards. They lead me and they guide and direct me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Great. Grand, I'm going to be emotional. I'm done here. The dwarf is free to go. Go, dear, before I beg you to stay. And she just kind of gets up and begins like from the stone circle.
I say, what about the kids?
Ooh!
The kids. What if they don't want to stay here?
Oh, they do want to stay. They all said so.
Smalls is going to look up. Would you mind if we hear that from them?
Fine. And she sends the guards to go and collect the kids. But it'll be
Thank
a few
you.
minutes.
I appreciate that.
I go stand next to Ingus while they're rounding them up.
And Ellie looks down at the drum rat and sees a little white dog and says, "Whose cute puppy is this? He sure does seem to love that rat."
I don't think he's any of ours. He just kind of followed us one day.
Oh, he's so adorable.
An animal handling check. And Drew, this is around the time that if you wanted to kind of like slink away to go to check out the cairn, you're more than welcome to.
Who do you want an animal handling check from?
From you, Ellie, you're talking to Lucky.
Cool. Oh, only got a 1.
A natural 1.
Not 1.
He is growling at you something fierce. You are new. You smell completely foreign to him. He is not a fan.
Oh, sweet
Settle
child.
down, Lucky. It's okay.
Lucky can't hear me, but I'm going, see, Lucky also thinks there's no breakfast beer for her. She's an outsider.
You're right.
Not
Bill.
a fan.
We should get some lunch.
All right, Drum, go ahead and roll me that d20, and Drew, or Drum, roll me another d20, and Drew, what are you doing in the cairn? You're able to slink away. Unless nobody is really paying attention, I'd say that you're kind of able to slink away in this moment and go do what you want.
I
Cairn's
got a
not
6.
too far off. 6? Okay. Drew, you're muted.
Can we say that I've already had the conversation with Xena about the prayers?
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys could have had that the night before.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I'll say that Xena wrote it down for me,
Mhm.
and he'll kind of sit in front of the altar, and they'll read the prayer, not out loud. And Drew wants to leave an offering for what he
Okay.
assumes is his family.
Do you want to read the prayer for the rest of the group?
I
Or you
certainly
just-
can.
Sure.
Once I find it. Great Spirit Mother Danu, we honor you. We are warmed by your caress and moonlight. With our eyes, we honor you. We travel far the bones of your being. With our steps, we honor you. We taste your love and nectar and honey. With our lips, we honor you. In flesh, in bone, by blood. Through our gifts, we honor you. And Drew is going to cut off their finger, the one that not Slevin ripped off when the ring was taken. And they're going to leave that on the altar.
Okay. No immediate response. Do you head back to the group?
Yeah, but they're going to touch the altar again and say out loud, I just need guidance to find the cauldron. And then they'll leave.
As you begin walking out, the light behind you, that gentle auburn reddish with a hint of green, shifts. And it shifts to this strange black, smoky fire that doesn't look like it should be emitting light, but it just barely does. Enough. And all of the bones, all of the skulls inside of this cairn begin to clatter. Before immediately cutting off. You make your way out of the cairn. And sneak your way back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
It's around this time that the children have kind of congregated, the 5 children that were brought to you. Elven, half elven, one's a little satyr, one's even a little dwarf, the other one seems to be a small human girl. The small human girl was the one that recoiled away from Xena originally. But they're all brought to you in front of the entire group. Elder Inger just kind of stands and looks at all of you. Doesn't say anything. Does anybody want to say anything or ask anything?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll step forward and I just want to ask Are you guys okay? Is everyone being treated okay?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Natural 20
Yeah.
on the app. Let's go.
Nice. On a nat 20, the shy one, the shyest of the group, in fact, the one that you guys wouldn't know this, but the one that originally recoiled away from Xena, she just kind of nods her head. Yes, sir. And it's around this time that Xena herself also approaches. And she kind of comes over to the children, and they all kind of come back, and they all crowd around her, hands on her, crowd real close, and she kneels down. Like, she's not much really taller than all of them, even standing up, but she kneels down anyways, and they all kind of crowd around her, and she kind of peeks through everybody. And she looks at all of you and just says, I've got him. They'll be okay.
I'm gonna look over at Angus and maybe kind of roll an insight to see how he's feeling about that.
Sure.
Another nat 20. Is that good? on the app?
Damn. On another nat 20. Angus is not a big show of emotion kind of guy. But on a nat 20, you can see that his lip is kind of quivering a little bit and his eyes are welling up ever so slightly. He's happy in this moment. He distrusts, from what you guys have been heard and what he said and what Malin has shared with all of you, you all know. He distrusts wildlings with a passion, for whatever reasons they might be. You guys don't really know yet. May never know. But you know that he trusts Xena. And seeing these children with her, safe, and one might even say happy, from where he originally found them, where they are now, you can see that in Ingus's face, he's happy with this.
I'm going to go over to Xena then, give her another big hug. Kind of from the group, or at least from Maddie, and wish her luck and go back to Angus, back to the group.
Xena comes through and hugs and says her goodbyes to literally anybody that accepts it.
I will.
Is there anybody that doesn't?
How does this work for me? I'm just gonna run up to her foot.
Actually, go ahead and roll. Go ahead in this moment. Go ahead and roll me another d20.
Okay.
Didn't Xena have access
natural
to speak
one
with animals though?
Did you literally roll a natural one?
I did roll a natural one.
Anybody want to use an inspiration or something to re-roll that?
I think it'll be funnier if we don't.
I actually agree with more. Never mind. I changed my mind.
Out of spite and lore accuracy, we're gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't.
In this moment, on a natural one. Okay, I'm going to explain what happens here. Then I'm going to explain why this is so fucking funny. Xena picks up the rat that is Drum in this moment, and she just kind of holds him real close, brings him real close, and seems to whisper something to him, and then just gives him a little kiss on his cheek. And in this moment, all of you kind of see the little wings that sprouted off of his back. But in this moment, the rat, it has this corporeal look to it, and it's Drum. And his wings, as Drum, this ghostly figure that is Drum, exudes out from the form that is Drum, the rat, and hugs Xena real tight and close. Xena just puts the rat back on the ground, a little tear in her eye, and says her final goodbyes. The reason why this is so
Aw.
funny is because of Nat 1, you only needed a 2.
Fantastic.
It was an hour. It's an hour-long concentration without damage to keep the spell. Basically, you were at 58 minutes.
I put drum back on my shoulder.
It's around this. It's less than a minute later. All of a sudden, Drum, you snap out of the form that is the rat, and you immediately turn back into the form that is Drum the dwarf, the yoked as fuck dwarf, and you are sitting on Maddie's shoulder at this time. So, Maddie, you can either drop him or you can make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, let's go strength saving throw. You said.
Yeah, strength saving throw.
Absolutely. Let's go. Got a natural 7, 10.
Yeah, not happening with the husky form that is Drum, the yoked as fuck dwarf. All of a sudden, he appears on the shoulder of Maddie, and they just both go tumbling to the ground. Immediately following this beautiful, eloquent moment of friendship and goodbyes between Morb the rat or Drum the rat and Xena. But
And
for
Elle
this,
yells out, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?"
I've been better.
in these last few moments, so this is the last time. It's like everybody says their goodbyes, gathers their belongings, everybody gathers together. Is there anything anybody wants to do or say in Last Hearth before you all start making? All right. You all begin making your way towards the edge of the village the same way that you came in, towards the large overturned tree. Only this time Hippie banks right just before you get to the overturned tree entrance that you all came in, and begins leading you all over the rope line and deeper into the forest of the Endless Acre Wood. And as you all begin to make your way over the line, you can see just off in the corner, off in the distance there, you can see Xena, the 5 children all huddled around her, with Athena, her faithful Link's partner, companion, friend, standing off there just waving to everybody as you all make your way over the rope line, heading off into the Endless Acre Wood. And with that, we're going to...
As
Go
Ellie
ahead.
passes Hippie, she reaches up and pats her and says, "Thank you, Hippie. I hope that what you've taught me comes in handy."
Oh, she's traveling with you.
Oh, okay. Then I'm
She
walking
looks
away.
at you. She kind of looks down and you's like, Ellie, quit being such a fucking weirdo. I'm leading you out of here. I don't exactly trust you to get through the wood, do you?
Well, I kind of need your help.
Exactly. Let's go, please. All right, great. And she kind of leads all of you over the rope line and begins leading you further into the Endless Acre Wood. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our first break a little early. Everybody go ahead and take a 5-6 minute break. Let's come back at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds gravy.
Hey, Allie, did you get my message?
I did.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Damn. Hippie's coming.
How else you got to get out of the woods?
So how you guys doing?
This will be fun.
Be back in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. You guys doing okay?
Yeah, you?
I feel like there's gonna be more angst from Drum every time he turns into a rat.
Well, just don't do it, honey.
And he's so excited that he got to tell Drew about all the adventures that Drew missed. While he was riding Maddie's shoulder. Tim and Drew don't get much one-on-one time. It was good to get that time with Drew to explain everything that Drew's missed.
Cool. All right, taking a break.
All right.
See you in a sec.
I had to acquire snacks.
Valid.
We got some strawberry sorbet.
Your strawberry sorbet.
You know who else is a strawberry sorbet?
My mom.
My mom. Who hurts?
Sucks up.
Why do you hate me so?
Whoever said I hate you?
You don't say, "Oh, my poor baby."
Oh,
I'm
my
so
poor
sorry.
baby.
Okay, well now that this sounds like you're making fun of me. Where's the compassion, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, is my babysita okay? Did she hurt herself? I don't think I have the right chromosomal makeup for full empathy. I can give you like 89%.
I've got too much sarcasm in me to give you 100% empathy.
That was the math.
Red.
Guess who's back? Back
Back again.
again. Da-
Maddie's
Wales is
back.
back. Tell my friends.
I thought of a great character concept that would be really hilarious. Do you remember the Wharf Transformers where they turn into animals?
Yes.
It's just the Warforged with a druid class. They're just locked into
Yeah.
one creature.
Dude, that'd be super cool because I mean, all the advantages of just being a warforged in general are just so good, but then Druid Wild Shape is just awesome too. Yeah, that'd be great.
Just do like Leo Break. Leo Breaker was the one who had the shield and sword, right? Or is it like a whip? I think it was a whip because the weapon was his tail.
Yeah, Whip. Yeah, that'd work well.
But yeah.
Do they have Dream Drop Distance on here?
Your dream drop this.
I'm gonna kill you with a gun.
Please don't kill my husband.
Jesus!
They do have Dream Drop Distance.
I need to know what's going on there before I make
This
assumptions.
is my brother.
this is
They got
JT.
Hey, JT.
Okay, you can
The
say
Dream
it.
Drop Distance. That's the one that was on the DS.
Yeah.
And
That's the one that I played the demo of like 50 times because I used
entire
to buy it.
Kingdom Hearts collection is on sale
Alright, I'm gonna
right
kill
now for
myself, I guess.
$69. It's like a $300 value.
Can I borrow $69?
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
You
Is
should
everybody
do it. I made you laugh.
back?
Hey,
We're
hey,
here.
y'all. I think I'm gonna bow out.
I have a friend who's
All right.
trying to
Have a good night, dude.
buy CFPs.
Night,
Okay.
guys.
And I told him
Night.
that it's
Good
30
night, my
minutes,
friend.
35
Glad you
30
made
minutes
it.
early, so I don't have it.
Do you have? You're on my family plan, aren't you?
Yeah.
You can play CF3s through that.
But that would be on the computer, not on the PlayStation.
I can give you. Oh, you can't play Xbox Game Pass on
Okay.
PlayStation.
Guys, are we all back? Monica,
You
mute
can play
yourself if you're
Xbox
having a
game on
conversation,
PlayStation
please.
free.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. With that, all right, Smalls is going to bow out. Okay. That man is exhausted. He's had a hell of a couple of weeks.
Don't know.
Okay.
New wife, new
Yeah.
life.
Can't imagine why. All right. With that, you guys are led out of Last Hearth, as I said, being escorted by Hippie. Her little earth elementals, her brutes are making way. The trees are moving back apart. Again, the time of day here is weird. It's like you guys could travel for hours upon hours, and yet the time of day doesn't change, only for it to suddenly shift, this dramatic change from day to night or night to day. It's traveling through here, through this endless acre wood, feels odd, off. But she leads the way as if she's done this 1,000 times. And with that, I'm going to want everybody to go ahead and make travel checks.
So what does that mean for me, for Ellie?
What did
I
Xena
can
do
take
before?
hunting.
Same thing as Xena?
It's up to you. You guys can kind of move things around here according to Ellie's new skill set, whatever you. And it's like I would say the first. Okay, let's do it this way. I want a skill check from everybody. Ellie, you kind of just pick and choose whatever you want to do in this moment. I would say if you want to kind of take over whatever Xena was doing this instance before you kind of get reintroduced to the group, we'll go with that. But Monroe, you said you want to take over with hunting?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Monroe is interested in hunting. In this instance, you guys notice that Hippie is actually kind of leading you guys along a river. You guys are never too far from a river in this instance. You constantly hear the water running, or you kind of running upstream of this thing. She seems to be following a river north, and then you guys turn back around. You're following south, and then east, and then west. You guys, it's impossible to keep track of where exactly, what direction you guys feel like you're going in. But following her along, you have to just trust that she's taking you where you guys need to go. Angus is with you. The entire group is with you, but nobody else from Last Hearth has followed along. It is just Hippie in this instance. So, okay. You guys go ahead and call out what you guys are doing for a job, and let me know what you get.
If Monroe is going to be hunter, I'll just swap and be lookout instead. So
Okay.
I'll do lookout with Smalls.
Perfect.
So do we call him out?
Yeah, go ahead and call them out if whatever you want to do. And Maddie, if you want to roll for Smalls, go for it.
You got it. I'll knock it out right now.
24 for the cooking, 16. John, what are you doing?
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Okay, good. The beetle is actually. Go ahead.
I said Ellie was going to do, the lookout, that whatever Xena was doing, and
Okay.
so she rolled a nature check and got a 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's scouting.
Scouting. Yep. I would say you're moving. Yeah. I would definitely say that you're kind of up ahead with Hippie in this instance. 15 is excellent. So yes, excellent job. The beetle has actually returned to you guys as you kind of make your way out of Last Hearth. The wagon has not been returned to you guys in the slightest, but the beetle is definitely traveling along with you. So, John, you're able to kind of keep the beetle calm and moving along. Go ahead. 28 for the hunting? Holy crap.
Yeah. Woo.
So pumped.
Okay, go ahead and roll. What is it for the hunting? Is it 2d10? 2d20?
Wow, Malin got a high score too.
Hunter. Been a while since we did a travel check. I'm trying to remember here.
And Arcus got 24. Look at us. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we have for
Well,
the
we get to
cooking.
have a feast tonight, I see.
What do you want to
22 for
drink
the
tonight?
hunting?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to
That's like-
feast.
Yes, you guys. Indeed. Through these travel checks, you guys are well fed with the with the magnificent checks you guys are making with the hunting checks, and with Hippie kind of leading you guys along. She goes out with the hunters every single time. You guys are able to fish along the river. Game is abundant. It almost seems as if like nature is providing in this forest, and you guys are able to feast. Eloquently for the first night that you guys are out there. But in fact, if there's any kind of like conversation you guys want to do when you're kind of out traveling, when you guys are out hunting or cooking around camp, I open it up. This is the first night you're all together. Monroe, is there any conversation you want to have with Hippie or with Malin when you guys are out hunting? Anything going on? Take it away.
I was about to say, so I'm like, see these moves and just like using my hand crossbow and like crazy performance styles and stealths and craziness, and it's like I noticed that you're noticing me, so I'm putting on a bit of a show. What do you think?
You're talking to Hippie?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I thought you were only capable of killing tied up men, but evidently you have some kind of skill, so I can't knock it.
Hey, mercenaries, there was a reason for me to go into that room. It's not all about like just tied up people. It was a job.
A job? All right. Okay, Monroe, right?
Yes.
You want to talk about
What
a
do you do?
job? Yeah, whatever. You want to talk about a job? You killed my prisoner, Monroe. We went through a lot to capture that guy, and you just killed him for fucking what? You want to have this conversation now? As like deer begin to scatter and like everything is like her voice booms throughout the forest. Why? Why did you kill my prisoner? I'm not allowed to spill blood in Last Hearth. I did that out of respect for my elder and for my people, our way of life. But you fucking tell me. Why?
Because I have an oath to protect.
An oath.
Yeah.
What
I'm a
oath is
champion.
that? Oh, you're a champion. You're a champion of
Well,
what?
that's
Killing
whoa, that's the catch. You can't call me that. You just know that I am one.
I will call you whatever I damn well please. So what? You're a champion of killing tied up men? Tied up prisoners? Defenseless people?
He was not defenseless. Granted, you did very well in capturing that, so you helped me with a lot of trouble. But nah, he needed to go. So that way there's less of those types and more of me. I'm very helpful, as you can clearly see. And I'll shoot like a deer that was trying to run off.
She like doesn't even like she has locked eyes with you right now. Like there's a slight tinge to her eyebrow as you shoot that deer off to the side and down it in a single shot. Less of him and more of you. I begin to wonder which one's more useful in this moment. Monroe? Great. You can kill defenseless men and you can kill deer. Cool. That doesn't make you any better than the common killers that I often deal with on that side anyways. Look, you've cost me something. That fucking Marine knew ways in and out of the Bastille, the Eagle Fortress, that I have been after for so long. You took that from me. Why?
That Bastille. Can I roll like an insight or anything that like history or whatever that they're talking about? Did we hear about stuff like this before?
The Bastille d'Arnaud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll history. That's the fortress that you stayed in where you guys got into the fight at the fight pit and everything against the guard captain. That's the fortress. So that's what she's talking about. What else do you want to know? Or what else do you want to roll insight for?
Still the guard. Because that was the one that me and Drum fought earlier, right? Is that the scenario we were talking about?
That's the Bastille. Yeah, that's the fortress.
Yeah.
Roll me an insight real quick.
Yeah. I don't have good. 14 still.
14? Not bad. 14's not bad. On a 14, even at like the most surface level, you can understand that she captured that Marine, like when Sloth went on his rampage, killing all of those guards, taking out all the watchtowers, taking out the boat and everything. They captured, there's only one person they kept alive, and it was that Marine. For some reason, they kept him alive. And she's telling you that you killed her prisoner that had information crucial to her being able to attack or do something against the Bastille d'Arnaud, the Eagle Fortress.
Yeah.
Where all of those guards, were all of that military. She wanted something that he knew, and you killed him before she could find out.
Well, I'm not a murderer just to murder, hippie.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah, I guess looks. Regardless, look. Is there a way for me to make it up to you in some way? A contract's a contract, just like with everything else. And I needed to get this one done. But I can certainly try and repay a favor. Because I owe you, apparently. Because I too would like to see certain individuals get their upcomings.
Are they having this conversation loudly?
It's while they're out hunting. The only other person that would hear this is Malin.
Oh, heard.
You tell me, Warren, what do you exactly have to offer me in this moment, huh? I mean, I already tried to take what I wanted from you, but you got nothing of use. So what do you have exactly that you're going to give me to make up for this? I'm all ears.
Before I tell you what I have, there's someone else that I think can help with this favor, but I need to converse with him when we get back to camp. You willing to wait for me to talk to him first and then come up with something for you?
Yeah, sure. Get the fucking deer and let's go. She just begins trotting her way back to camp.
Cool. When I get back to camp with everything, I'll go up to Argus and be like, yo, Argus, look at this cool freaking hunting. And I give Melon like a high five, Melon. That was
Sorry, I didn't give Malin a chance to. It didn't really give Malin a chance to like role play or anything. Malin, was there anything you wanted to do there?
Oh no, I'm holding all that to my chest.
Okay, back to Cap. Go ahead, take
Melon's
it
hunting is
away. Malin's doing her thing.
Maddie's kind of
I'm
sad
gonna
that
go.
You can
I'm
go
like,
hunting with Abby.
I'm like imagining them having their conversation and like scaring some animals at occasions, and me like getting the animals as they're trying to get away. Completely silent.
I would say, are you kind of like, I don't know, were you keeping your distance, or did you want to say that you caught all that, or do you want to roll to see how much you caught? They were
I'm
not
gonna
quiet.
keep
They were not
some
quiet.
distance
No.
as they started talking, but I'm still listening to everything.
Okay. Not hard for you to pick up on what they were doing. They were not being quiet.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Back to camp. You're talking. Monroe's talking to Argus.
We'll go up to Argus to give him the meats, and I go, "Hey, Argus, have you seen Morb around?"
Where, Alex, you are back? Yeah.
Hmm.
Where would you be chilling? I assume within sight of the campfire. I assume.
Yeah. Am I remembering correctly, Lindsay? You gave the map to Morb, right?
I did.
Okay. I'd probably be looking at the map and like trying to gauge on where it's at.
More
So
central to
yeah,
camp then.
more central, closer to
Step closer to the
the
fire so you can see
fire
him.
to get more light.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go up to Morb and be like, "Hey, can we talk over here a bit?" And I'm gonna be like closer to a ways where we could be. I can still see where Hippie is and tell Hippie like just to wait a moment.
On the corner of camp. She doesn't really care.
Okay.
But I'm just telling her. Anyway, so we go over to our spots. Like, so, I think I found a possible solution that can make, I think, everyone happy. Maybe. Bear with me. Uh, so you have that pistol and you got that map, right? Remember when I fucked up real hard in the middle of, the Bastille and like the guard person and everything, and we had the
Mhm.
wildlings and oh yeah, this is well. It looks like I have also done another pissed off moment where basically Hippie needs some information that we possibly have. And she lost certain information that I guess in my fuckery around town, I took some information away that is not on paper. It was like not going to happen that way, but we have something on paper. Do you think maybe we can join forces and see if we can talk to Hippie about our map and about how we can get, this guy gone at the same time that they also get good information to try and get back at the Eagle people?
What information did you cause them to lose?
Well, there was a, well, let's just say that my end of the bargain was done, but I didn't realize that Hippie needed that information.
I saw you covered in blood. What did they need from him?
Uh, I thought I washed it off properly. Um, uh, there was a Marine.
What did they need from him?
So this Marine had information about the Bastille and about how to get with the Eagle guys and everything, and I'm thinking he's a Marine tied probably with that tattoo. He had like a bunch of tattoos on him, and um, I was able to get him gone, which was great for me, but not so great, I guess, for poor Hippie. And like I took your advice where it's like, when you have that feeling, like I already like I effed up before. You know that feeling I had like in the very beginning, and like I helped lay on hands because I thought it was, like we were related. Well, I found out later that that feeling actually meant that no, you should fucking kill somebody. And I'm like, oh. So then I felt that tingle again, and I'm like, oh, like this? And I did it to the Marine guy, and it gave me some good points. But I feel like I fucked up. So I'm still trying to figure out these feelings that I have with my oath. That positive note, I now know that it's to kill. So you know that guy that like, no, we're not recruited, and no, that's far from bleeding. I'm ready to kill this guy. Maybe Hippie can help us.
What information did you cause them to lose?
They didn't really specify. They just said that I killed him, and so information was gone. And that's why I brought you along, because maybe you could explain a little bit better.
Well, one, I don't know a lot about that
And I have
city.
your back.
Two, why don't you ask the person that used to live there? And I'm point over to Drum.
And I'm gonna pat you on the chest, be like, dude, excellent idea. But wait, no, wait. Didn't we? It's like, isn't he also a fuck up like me? Do we really want him? Will that work? Does Drum hear like a
You know,
little bit?
I'm gonna roll perception just because I'm curious if I heard too.
Ooh, drum perception roll. Let's go.
Do it. I'll roll it on the app. Oh, it's an 18. I did
I'm
hear you call me.
saying.
I did hear you say that he's a fuck up like me.
Yeah,
That's about the only
you
thing I
you
heard.
definitely got the gist of what they're talking about here. To your own, within your own like level of understanding.
That's fair. I'm gonna feel unwanted, and I'm gonna go look for Malin and Maddie. I don't want to be a fuck up.
Do I see if Drum heard me or not? Can I? Hold on. You can't just leave with me just saying fuck up out into the ether like that. Oh no.
I would definitely say that,
That was an
like, even
8.
with your
Or yeah,
basic
nope.
with your basic passive right now, I would say that you, as soon as you said like he's a fuck up like me, you would definitely see that Drum took an interest in what you guys are talking about, like, oh, and then starts walking kind of off in the opposite direction.
Drum, wait, we need your help.
Yeah, Drum, he's here. Oh shit, yes, Drum.
Camp's not huge, so
Uh, Drum will wander over there very suspiciously. What do you guys need?
Let me
Because
just
You
say
know,
thank you
apparently,
for the
just,
favor. That was
just
just
so you
so
know,
badass of you.
I wasn't the one insulting you. This one was. I'm gonna point to Monroe. All I'm
Insulting.
saying, all I'm saying, is I need what you know about the city, and if you can tell it to her, I'm gonna point to Hippie.
that the city. I'm sorry. Um, I Marshall, can I roll? Hold on. I don't want to roll history. Um, let's say, Marshall, can I roll survival? Uh, and my explanation for this is Drum has a lot of trauma from said city. So I'm gonna roll survival just to see if my reaction is um anything useful I can give them. Or do I just kind of shut down and
this is for Bastille de Arnaud. This is
yes, for
for the
Bastille.
fortress.
For the fortress, yes.
You know what? For the sake of this, yes, I would say survival because you kind of took part in a battle, quote unquote, outside the walls. Yeah, I would say that you draw upon your memories of that fight. Sure, let's roll survival.
Sweet. Oh, that was a terrible idea. I got 10.
10?
Yeah.
You know that Bastille d'Arnaud is a massive fortress. That all of the like you've traveled throughout all of the dukedoms in this country. You know that the fortress, quote unquote, is the military heart of any duchy. Like that is where the most military, the most guards. That's where they're going to send all of their new recruits. That's where the true veterans and stuff are going to be stationed. That's where the military truly exists. With it is the heart of the military of any common duchy or any of the duchies. You know that there are hundreds, maybe even 1,000 or thousands of military personnel inside of a fortress. They are designed within their own within each of their respective duchies to be impenetrable, impregnable, based upon where they are in the world. You also know that they are built around the strengths of not only their environment, but their style, so to speak. Like Opus Dei is very industry bent, so they're going to have a lot of like probably cannons and weapons and guns and things of that nature. Sylvaden is built up in the trees, and this you guys have passed through the Bastille d'Arnaud. It's like it's going to have a ton of like just rangers and people that are built to survive and fight in the forest. And you would know that Martenstein, you've been to Castle Wolfenstein, and you know what kind of military threat that place possesses. But specifically the Bastille d'Arnaud, you know that place will never easily toppled. They are sitting in a position of such strength that they know what they are and what they're capable of. That to have any kind of insider knowledge or something that gives somebody an edge in attacking it is worth its weight in gold, blood, lives, you name it. Even on that roll, you would know that.
All right. I'm going to relay all of this information to them. I will also say, if that place did have a weakness, I'd sacrifice a lot. I'm going to look at Pumperum to gain access to that kind of information.
Both of you clock that he is looking at Pumperum during this.
Don't sacrifice your bird.
It's not that. Me and the bird will get in. That's not a problem. But that kind of information, it would be... I'm going to casually glance around the rest of the team. It would be worth a lot to get that kind of information. To find a weakness. To burn that city to the ground. Who knows? Maybe I'll just get a little bit of vengeance in there.
Well, let's do it then. So, and then I clue Drum in on saying, like, look, it's fuck ups as in we've done some crazy shit. It's not meant to be an insult. More, Drum, I thought we knew each other to call each other this.
Oh, you said to call you champion.
No, don't call me that. No, it's look. I'm setting down this rule right now. No one calls me that. I'm just known as one. I'm still figuring that one out. Regardless, Hippie though is on a lead.
I
The
will
fuck
say...
a bigger lead, but she's on lead.
I would say it is always in your best interest to never say that you're trying to find a weakness for that fortress.
Heard.
As mysterious as this forest is, I'm sure it has eyes and ears everywhere. And then I'm going to, again, go wander off. I'm going to go try and find Drew.
It's around this time that Moore and Monroe, you notice that Hippie has kind of disappeared. Like she's no longer watching you two. She has gone off to her own little campsite and she has like started to bed down for the night.
Well, shit.
Drum, who are you looking for?
I'm just going to casually go look for Drew. I I'm if they're busy or not, I'm not. We don't have to talk. I'm just gonna wander away from them and wander kind of aimlessly to go.
As soon as Drew sees that you're done with that conversation, he is bounding up to you.
Take it away.
So how was being a rat? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I told you all of this. It was kind of exciting. I kept asking you like, how do you transform back? Because you did it so easily, but you seemed to ignore me. But I also had like, you also didn't
Wait.
answer the question of when you've been gone, were you the dog that was with us before, the wolf? Or is it just like can I turn into a dragon? Can I turn into a wolf? You didn't answer any of my questions actually, now that I think about it. Kinda like
Drum,
you couldn't hear me.
I couldn't.
But we
Since
were just talking.
I know, but that's because I was a rat.
So you're saying you can't understand me when you're not a rat?
When you are yeah, okay, no, hold on. Like, so if I'm in a wolf form, I can talk to Lucky.
But I can talk to Lucky. Everyone can talk to Lucky.
Yeah, but like if I talk to him right now, I couldn't understand him back.
Yeah,
But we can have a conversation like you and I are having in if I was a wolf. That's how it was when we was rats. I thought you knew that. I didn't mean to ignore you.
I did not. Well then I guess I'll have to tell you about all of our adventures that you missed another time.
I'd
It seemed like
love
the
to hear
perfect
them.
opportunity. So since you can't talk to Lucky normally, do you know what he calls people? Gonna narrow my eyes.
Kind of. I'm tall dad, you're small dad. I don't know anybody else.
Okay, that's probably better that way. Um, just don't talk to him about Maddie. It'll hurt his feelings.
Wait, Lucky's feelings or Maddie's feelings?
Maddie's feelings.
Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure Lucky has feelings.
He does.
I
All animals
I,
do.
I feel like it's just hunger and play.
There's more emotions.
Are there?
But
Um,
to
sorry, go ahead.
answer one question, I was the dog. That was me. I can turn into quite a few animals pretty easy. I think that's just part of my magic. I don't know what yours was.
Maybe I
That
can
seemed
turn into a
different.
wolf too.
You should try. Try not
So
to
I
shit
guess we need
yourself
to go
though.
swimming today.
I was like, okay, maybe after we get out of the woods because it's easy to get lost here. But I will try. Try and be a dragon. Yeah, that's what our party needs. A dragon.
I don't think I can be a dragon.
I believe in you. You can do it. You just need some practice.
Hey, Drum, are we friends?
This I'm starting to get concerned. A lot of people have been asking me this question. Did I hurt you too? Did I attack you?
No, but I'm glad it seems that you've made up with Maddie. I mean, we can't have two lovers fights going on. That would be awkward.
Two lovers fights. Who else is fighting? Wait, are
Me
you
and
saying me and
Morn?
Matt? I thought you guys made
Are you
up.
kinda.
Uh, I feel like you're passing notes and kissing or something.
Yeah, well. Still
I
yet to see what he wants from me.
guess I guess we'll find. Wait, did you say that me and Matt were?
Are you not?
But I thought Maddie was with Malin. I didn't.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you also can't be.
uh, Drum is gonna look over at Maddie and Malin, look back at Drew, and then just shrug. The best response he can have.
Okay.
Sorry.
When he looks over at us, I'm gonna wave at him really happily. Like, hi.
So you're not dating both of them?
One second, real quick. I'm gonna message to Malin. Malin, have we been dating this whole time?
I am immediately just gonna be like, what?
Drew says we've been dating. What does that mean for you and Maddie?
You just okay. Drew, my perspective from your perspective, you just see me like freeze, look over at Drum, and then start cracking up laughing. Like
Wow.
doubling over laughing.
Laughing at a guy when he basically asked you out. Wow.
I'm gonna like stand up again, catch my breath, and be like, sorry. Do you want us to be dating?
Is that allowed? I think Pump would get really mad.
Yeah, you might want to double check that with Pump before you ask me. As far as I knew, we were friends. I just like barely told you we were friends like 3 days ago.
Yeah, but Drew is asking if we were friends and then asking if like I'm lovers with Maddie and Maddie said that we were friends. Like is like lovers the progression of friends, like just a couple of days? I don't I'm almost out of messages.
Okay, I'm gonna take Maddie's hand and bring him over to you guys.
Maddie turns red.
Maddie, Drum would like to know if we're all dating. Like not just you and me, but you, me, and him.
And I think Drew wants to join.
And Drew.
Well,
I think but I think that also means Morn comes along. Like is
no.
I don't know about no, I don't think about that one.
okay. So just adding Drew,
I don't
I
hear
guess.
this, by the way.
Maddie is genuinely confused in what's going on because you didn't hear any of the conversations at all going on before that.
So glad to be myself.
I would be like,
All right.
okay. I
So
like you and you like me.
I'm gonna take a big breath and be like, Maddie, this will probably be a conversation for later. But Drew has brought up some questions and I need answers from you. Not right now, because Malin's here and she will judge us.
I will not.
Yeah, I got you.
You need to have some conversation with Pump though.
That I just Maddie, what are your feelings for me?
You're like one of my best friends, man.
Thanks, bro.
I give Drum a hug.
I'm gonna hug him back and
I'm
then
gonna,
like,
I'm gonna stand next to Drew. And then I'm gonna go, you know what? I can see it.
So since this whole conversation is happening and Ellie's observing and she doesn't really know these people, can she step up and start asking
please do.
questions?
Oh,
Please do.
absolutely. This is a small. This is guys. This is a small camp. Like any conversations you're having, like within like normal talking voices, everybody can hear. So yes, by all means, Ellie,
Okay.
please
So
enter the equation.
Ellie's standing at the fire and she looks around and she hears some of the conversation and she sees body language and she's like, wow, I don't know all your names and I would love to get to know you. The only way I really know people is by the cards. And my cards are just telling me so much about this group, but I would like to hear from you all. I mean, what are your names? Please introduce yourselves because you know me as Ellie, and I love to use the cards. And okay, so you with the wings, you're Maddie's from what I heard. Are you Maddie?
Maddie stands up, does a little bow, says, "Yes, my name is Maddie."
Yeah, you are so much a knight from my cards, and I see a lot of strength in you. And are you Malin? Is it Malin?
Maddie
You're
blushes.
beautiful. You're a beautiful. You look like a bee to me, but I've not met many or any of your type. But you're a gorgeous bee, and you are actually a queen of hearts from what I've seen in my cards. Is that right? Do I make sense here?
I'm gonna get a little uncomfortable when you say that I'm a queen.
Well,
And
just
I'm
a
gonna be
queen
like,
of
oh,
hearts. It's
well,
a card termination. I mean, it kind of guides me as I go along. There are other cards, but the Queen of Hearts, she's a pretty strong person when it comes to caring for others and loving others. And from this conversation, I see a whole three of clubs going on here that I don't understand. But you guys in your
I'm,
talk
I'm
are
sorry, what
making
do you mean
things
by
more
three
and more
clubs?
clear. Well, there's a three clubs, and it involves like a trio of people, and there's kind of some conflict, but there's kind of a camaraderie. I mean, everyone in this group seems to be close to each other. I mean, I this is my first outing, and I am so excited to be part of this group. And it's just funny because I read cards all the time, and I hope you know that. But there's some conflict going on here, and it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's something I've never experienced before because it's just kind of. And then I think is that Monroe over there, Monroe. I mean,
Yeah.
I hear names, but I'm trying to put names with faces. So Monroe, and then uh Drew. He was the rat, right? Drew was the rat.
No, that was drum.
I think
We
it
Drum
have
was
to
was
do
rat.
the
that.
rat. Okay,
I was a
Drew.
rat. I don't think she was there.
Drew was also
Yeah,
a
you
rat.
were a person when you met us.
Okay,
Oh, hard
so
for me to
the
remember.
yeah, but the blue, that was drum. Okay, sorry, it's
Yeah.
hard because they're four letters, and I'm sorry if I get them mixed up.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't know what the lovers card means for Drum. That's his name, right? Drum. Yeah, so that kind of tells me there's something, but it's a concealed I don't know. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm just bringing out I'm new. And this is a great experience for me, and I'm learning so much for you guys, and uh it's like I don't know. I just want to get to know everybody. So I'm Ellie. I know you know I'm Ellie, and I'm trying to learn all your names and just trying to fit in with this group. And Drew, I know Drew. Yes. Yes, Drew spoke to me first before anyone else. Not actually speaking to me, but he spoke to me in a way, they spoke to me in a way that I felt like I needed to find them.
I,
So anyway,
thank you. Thank you for finding me, Ellie.
yeah, yeah, it was a difficult journey, but um, the I get led and I can find things, and
What you can
I
what kind of things can you find specifically?
It's
well,
around this time that you guys all notice that she is like carrying a pair, like this magnificent set of tarot cards, and she's been shuffling them between her hands, laying them out this entire time as she's been kind of like reading through all of you. but the dexterity between her fingers and everything that she's doing, it's almost as if it's second nature. She's not even trying. She's watching all of you, and as if the cards are leading her hands instead of the other way around.
Yes, I was blessed. Blessed by the cards. I actually make my own cards because they speak to me better. But yeah, I'm sorry. Is this weird? I don't mean to be weird in front of everybody because you've just met me. And it's just a fun thing for me, and I hope no one's offended. I don't want to speak into someone that doesn't want me to speak into them.
Oh no, you're totally fine.
Okay.
I don't think you could have made this conversation weirder.
Yeah, it was. I just don't understand the dynamics here. And if we're all going to
Not
work
me neither.
together, yeah, if we're all going to work together, I kind of like to get to know all of you. I'd love to talk to all of you in some way. And Maddie, is it that your hand, your two fingers that have been switched? That really says a lot about who you are. And we can talk about that sometime later if you'd like to. But
Maddie is generally interested when you say that, based off of what Xena told him before. It's like, yeah, I would like that.
yeah, and we can talk about it sometime. I'm excited. You guys are the best hunters. I mean, and is it Argus? Who's the cook? The person
Yeah,
that
Yes,
that's Argus.
cooks?
that's Argus.
Wow,
Oh,
Hippie meat.
Hubert.
he's amazing. That food he made at the hearth, oh my word, we haven't had food like that in a long time. And he's traveling with us. Oh, you guys are such great hunters and gatherers. I'm sure that the meals we have together will be fabulous.
At this point in time, Drum's gonna say, "Who is Argus?"
Argus is the robot.
The cook.
I
The-
thought his name was Cubert.
ah,
Oh,
No. Did
no.
you give him that name?
yes, because he popped out of a cube.
Oh. No.
Well, I heard his name at the hearth was Argus, so that's what I
Yeah.
learned to call him. But is it Morb? Are you Morb? Morb? Is that right?
Why are you saying
You,
his name funny?
I,
It's
I
Morph.
just, it's
Drum?
Morb.
I need to know
No, it is with a B.
everybody's name.
It's Morb with a B. That's what I was told by the people that he was talking to, the people that were trying to work with him to find the things he needed. I mean, I ask questions all the time, so I get all this information. So I thought it was Morb. And Morb, I just want to say you are so fascinating. I can't believe. I mean, I've never seen your species before, and you are just fabulous. I love how you've got those black veins running through you. It's like, wow, what is that? I'm sorry, that's rude. I'm sorry. I usually speak my mind, and if that offends you, I apologize up front. So, is that
He's
your
just
name,
gonna
Morb?
be he's just gonna be uneasy because he's not
Mm.
used to people talking to him so much after just meeting him. So he's kind of looking at you with like a wary eye.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can be talkative, but I just love to learn things. I am a learner. I mean, I try all sorts of weird things. I would love to try breakfast beer. It sounds so exciting for me. I mean, oh, Maddie, when you said that, it's like tomorrow's breakfast. Are we having breakfast beer?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Have I just been calling everyone the wrong name this whole time?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yes. So I'm gonna go talk to Hippie and I mean she's guided us and she looks kind of upset right now. So I'm gonna just go and try and talk to her for a second. But it is so good meeting everybody. And if you have any questions, please come up and ask me because I'm an open book in a way. I mean, in a way that's proper. So that's what my godmother said, you need to be proper. So I'm going to try that. But I hope no one's offended by my card tricks.
Not at all. That's
Okay.
cool. I
Thank
like
you.
your card.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
you
yeah,
said we
sorry.
could find things. I don't want to talk more about that later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a plethora of ideas and things that I've studied that I would love to share with someone who wants to learn as well.
Hey Ellie, can you tell Hippie that I'm working on it? Truly, I got,
Is that your message that I should
yeah,
tell her you're working on it? Because I don't know what you're
yeah,
talking about. Just say,
yeah. That's it.
uh,
I'm working on it.
Monroe is working on it.
Monroe.
Okay. I
Howdy
will let
doody.
her know.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ellie walks over and chats with Hippie for a little while.
Hey, Malin.
Yeah,
Ingus is trying to get your attention right now.
cool. I was just gonna ask about him.
Kind of beckons you over. He kind of gives a tap on the side of his head. He's letting you in.
Okay. And it is gonna be in his head.
He waits, just waiting for you to say something. He's kind of looking at the ground.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Why did you save me?
Because you deserved it.
Why didn't you say it? How can you say I deserved it? Malin.
I may not know the full extent of what you've done in your life. And I don't know all of the things that you've lost. But I know that you are doing things to try to put more good in the world. Your actions now are completely different from whatever you may have done. And who you are right now is what matters.
Malin, you don't know me. Come on. You're too quick to trust. Malin. Look, those kids, if it had been anybody else but Xena, I would have fought tooth and goddamn nail to not leave those kids there.
And
But
we would have
because
fought
it's
with you.
her, maybe they have a chance to not. Was it you? Did I feel you poking around up here? He kind of points to his head. Was that you? When that craggedy old bitch was telling y'all to decide what to do with me?
It
So you
wasn't
poking around?
intentional. But yeah,
Can you do it again?
you want me to do it again?
Can you do it again?
I can try.
Do it again,
Okay,
please.
I'll try to do it again.
You dive in. It's about the moment that you kind of cut off last time. You see Gunhild's pregnant belly, warm fire, children's clothes, knitted out and set out expectantly, only to immediately cut to a small grave beneath a large cypress tree. The visions of bills, collections coming due, defaults, threats, loss. You saw dozens upon dozens of people clapped in irons, hidden in a wagon, traveled from one end of the country to the other, coin passed between these cloaked and hidden faces, crying children, The coin paid from them paying for debts. And despite all of it, a home still lost and a warehouse in disrepair. You don't feel anything fighting you this time. But it's an apprehensive feeling, like it wants to show you, but it's ashamed. Do you still go? Do you
I'll
want to
put
go deeper?
my hand on his arm as like a reassurance. And just to double check, like if he gives me like a head nod or something, then I'll keep going.
Gives you a nod.
I keep
Do
going.
you want to go deeper? You see, this is all through Angus's eyes. You see him, you see his hands, and you see Angus clapping people in irons, these children, people of all ages, transporting them, selling them, people trying to run. You even see Angus shooting somebody in the back as they try to flee. You see this going on for years. Dozens upon dozens of faces. And you can feel a sinking feeling in your chest as you can watch all of this. You see him breaking people's feet to try and stop them from running. You see him breaking people's jaws to keep them from screaming. And he just breaks down as you have your hand on his shoulder. He's not fighting you, but it's up to you if you want to go deeper.
I'll keep going. If I were to like pull him into a hug while he cries and I keep going, would that be okay with him?
Let's find out. You see more visions. You finally see a snap and a fight between brothers. Angus and Angus coming to blows, hitting each other, damn near killing each other. You see in your hands the sigil of a lantern, of a cloaked individual with a helmet on, holding a lantern over a mountain of skulls. You've seen this sigil before. The person that helped you across the border. It's a lamplighter sigil. It's almost like their banner, as if they were a mercenary company. Heartache of loss. And despite this fight, you still see a beautiful but tired dwarven woman leaving and closing a door behind her. The vision snaps forward a couple of years, it seems, and you can see a tired and sunken face, long beard, and unkempt self. Through these eyes, you see them cracking chains instead of the same sight that you saw them breaking bones to keep people from running away, breaking jaws and clacking out teeth to keep them from biting, to keep them from yelling. You see that same hand, those same tools breaking the chains of hungry children, passing them bread. And you see countless battles against those same cloaked hands that you saw before. Your hands, through Ingus's eyes, Ingus's hands covered in blood. Friendly faces, turning and running. Years later, as you see Angus and Ingus wounded and left behind. You see their hands clapped in irons, dragged away on a small boat, bound and gagged through a massive storm. You see the head of a gigantic, massive, like a creature you have never seen before. It's almost like a giant tortoise's head, screaming through this storm as its roar cracks louder than any thunder, any storm you can possibly imagine. And you see an island engulfed in endless storm and smell of the ocean. And your ears still shattering from that roar that shakes the very ground. And you see years upon years pass. And you can feel something on the tip of your tongue, this newly formed appendage in your own head, as it feels as if something has grabbed it with a pair of pliers, yanked it out of your head, and you feel a seething, burning hot dagger cut it from your body. As these bodies and these shadowy figures shout and scream at you, pointing at Angus, screaming something at you, asking something of you, but you refuse to budge. You refuse to cave. And then years pass again. And more and more. And Angus finally embraces you at last as he falls into you. And you've never been hugged so tight. It's not a hug of saying thank you. It's not the hug like you feel from Maddie when you two embrace. No. This is a hug that says, I'm sorry. I am so, so sorry. And your mind snaps back. And he just stands there, wrapped in your arms, holding you. He says nothing.
I'm going to whisper out loud. Even seeing everything you've done, my answer would not change.
He doesn't say anything. He just wraps you up tightly and doesn't let go for a few minutes.
That's fine. I won't move until he does.
Anything if anybody else wants to be doing at this moment? Conversations? Anything else anybody wants to have going on?
I wanted to check near the water real quick.
Go for it. What are you looking for?
How do the pathways cross between the marine and the map in some way that might also connect to the Bastille?
You're looking at the map right now? Did you take it back from Drum? Or from Drew? Sorry, Morb. Yeah.
No, I think I'm still with Morb at this moment. And I think I'm like, hey, Morb, can I just look at the map again while we hang out a bit? I wanted to see something.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check. Just a straight intelligence.
Okay.
Since I'm also there, like kind of checking out the map, and I give her advantage with it.
Sure. In this instance, I would say, yeah, you can give her advantage. Give him advantage.
With the advantage, it's still a 9.
Still a 9. This is the first time you've actually taken the map out and really looked at it. And even on a 9, you notice that the map is different than the first time you looked at it.
Oh.
The map shifts. The X still marks a spot at a crossroads of a river, like It's almost like the throat of a river between a fork that splits off and like east and west. There's still a specific point in the map that is marked, but it's completely different in topography and shape and everything than the first time you looked at it several days ago.
Since Morb gave me advantage, would he recognize any of the landmarks on the map?
Even with advantage, no. It's like neither of you would recognize any like landmarks or anything specifically. Just that you notice that there's something inherently "quote unquote" magical about this map, that it seems to shift just like the forest shifts. Nothing more on a 9.
Do you think that means they're moving?
No, it probably changes with the forest.
So is it connected to the forest then, and not necessarily the river?
Possibly.
Well, what do you think we should do? Like, do you think Hippie would have more reason to help us if that's the case with this?
Marshall, quick question.
Mhm.
Would I know if the Khaleesi was active in this part of the
Part of the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that the Khaleesi traveled all over. It was a rather notorious pirate/slaver vessel. It's like it traveled all over the country.
Okay.
Like the potential of it being sunk here or battled here or whatever this map might lead to. Yeah, it's as perfectly viable as anywhere else. You do know that the map between the two of you, you're able to decipher that the map does indicate somewhere in the Duchy of Silverton.
This could be
Somewhere in the where?
possibility in the Dukery of Silverton.
Oh,
You said this could be. This is just a guess, but this could be where the ship is sunk.
ugh. And we really need this for our plan. More, what do you think you would do? I know we don't talk much, but I keep getting called Boy Greengill. Don't know what to do to prove that I'm not that.
Stop acting stupid.
That's hard.
I'm sure it is for you.
Ah. Yep. Grow up. I think that's, yeah. The river's not going to tell me anything, right?
What are you trying to do?
Because I had that vision before and it led to the Marine.
Mhm.
Would it help me give a sense of another directional pole that might be more grown up of me to feel?
Roll me a D100.
Oh no.
As you approach the river and try to like ask these questions of yourself and everything, it almost seems like you're reaching out and trying to like ask for an answer. Let's see if the river answers.
56.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Water is as calm as it
50-50
always
shot.
is. More like an 8% or 5% chance.
Now, Marshall,
Mhm.
when you said that Hippie was like settling down, was she like going to sleep?
Yeah, she's kind of like bedding herself down in the corner of the camp. She's definitely not sleeping anywhere near all of you, but she's within, earshot, edge of the camp, so to
And
speak.
Ellie's walking over to give Hippie the message that Monroe gave her and talk to her and see how she's doing because she looks distraught. So Ellie's going to walk that way and tell Hippie, Monroe said he's going to fix this. He's going to take care of this. Uh, does that make sense to you? I don't know,
That's what I
Hippie. I have no idea. But really quick, Hippie, before you answer me, will you look across the camp? There's that gigantic guy. I mean, looks like he has shields around him. I don't think I can approach him. Do you think
Which
it would be wise for me to wait?
one are you talking about?
Smalls. The guy, I think they call him Smalls, but he
Yeah,
looks
you
like
probably.
he looks like a hermit. I mean, that's what I get from my cards, but he's got some kind of underlying broiling thing going on.
I
And
don't. I don't know, hippie. I don't know, Ellie.
but
They,
you know
they, they all.
people, you
They,
know
I, I
people.
don't. I don't know people. Hippie or Ellie. Come on. I'm tired. Look, I
Okay,
don't
I'm
know these people. I
sorry.
don't care about these people. Look, I
I
understand
know.
Eldringer. I understand Eldringer wants you to travel with him. It's fine. I get it. Go have an adventure. Go grow up. Okay. You didn't want to join the war party. I get it. The cards are leading you down a different path. Danu is leading you down a different path. You know I don't care for the religion and the faith. I'm just here to fight. Okay. I didn't want this job. I got it now. I'm trying to make the best of what we got and try to keep our people alive. All right. If you can go out and find out something or stir up something that's going to help us, great. Go do that. I don't give a shit about these people. Okay. The elder told me to get them to the edge of the wood and get them out of here for whatever reasons
Okay.
that might be. In the
Okay,
meantime,
okay,
leave
Hippie.
me
You
alone.
yell. I know you yell at me all the time because I'm so inquisitive. I just wondered if you had some advice for me, but I will go and bed down with the crew. But just know, Monroe told me to tell you that message. Just, I don't know what it is, but that's the message for you. Okay, I'm gonna go bed down.
You do that. Super.
Hmm.
Is
And
there
I walk,
anything
and
anybody?
find
Oh,
out
Ellie
what
go
you're
walks.
ahead.
up
Ellie
to.
walks over to Monroe. Does she see Monroe at the edge of the river?
Yeah, Morrose. Yeah, I take it you and Morb are headed back to camp at this point.
Yeah, we're just
So Ellie walks over and just stands in front of Monroe. I gave Hippie your message. She is just so damn rude. I don't know why she's so mean all the time, but she got your message, and I hope that worked for you. But
I
she is
appreciate
just
you,
a
Ellie.
pain. Yeah, she's a pain in the ass. She's always been a pain
Yes,
in my ass, and I try to get information. I try to get knowledge from her, and she treats me like a child, and I am not a child.
I feel that on every level. I am not a boy either. I
Right?
think
We
we're
should
gonna have
talk
some
about
things
that.
in common.
Yes, and we should talk about that because I'm not a girl and you're not a boy, you're a man. I see a man in you and someone who's in control of what's going on. I mean, we like to have fun. I like to have fun. I just assume you do too.
Exactly. We like to have fun. We like to make some cool, radical decisions because it just feels like it's super awesome.
I
Because
was
Right?
gonna
And
say,
the
what do you
cards,
do when it doesn't happen?
right? And the cards tell me what to do and I follow that. Sometimes I get in over my head, but I always come out alive because, your worst days, you've succeeded
And
through every one of them. And it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
we succeed. We are alive, and we yeah. No, high
okay.
five, man. Shit.
I give you a
Well,
high five. High five to you. And I'm
can I just,
just so flustered.
while they're doing that, I'm just gonna sneak away.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I guess I
He's gonna be like,
scared.
"Oh,
I'm sorry. I guess I scared him away. I don't mean to. I'm so out
just kind
there.
of like go into a
No,
puddle and
no.
slink away."
I just no. I get
Veiny
so
bubbles.
excited about things, and I'm just like, I want to explore everything, you know. And I think you're like that too. But we got to do it safely, and we got to protect those that we are here to protect because I'm so excited. I'm one of your group, and I will do everything to protect every one of you guys. Okay? I just wanted you to know I gave her your message, and she was butt rude about it. Just so you know.
It's freaking hippie. I'm still trying to show that like I'm not bad. You know, I'm pretty cool,
No, I
but
tried
they
to
don't
tell
know
her.
what cool is.
Well, I
So
try to tell her I'm okay, and she treats me like I'm a child. It's just oh, so aggravating. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did give her your message, and that was what I was trying to tell you with 1,000 words.
sweet. And I'm gonna just wrap my arm around Ellie, be like, cool. You know what we should do? We should go and see what Argus has cooking, cause I got some pretty cool shots tonight.
Yes, and it
So
smells wonderful. All right,
yeah,
maybe a
go over to
crudité or
Argus.
something like that, and some meat on. Oh yeah, it just smells wonderful. Do you like crudités? You know what a crudité is?
I have no
And with
idea
that,
what the hell that is.
and with that, we're going to shift to the rest of the group. Is there anything anybody else wants to be doing this night before everybody beds down for? Any other conversations?
I have seen the chaos. The food's just going to be pre-plated. Kitchen is clean, and I'm going to be quote unquote leaning on a nearby support already.
Drum is gonna Drum is gonna wander over to Argus and be like, so your name's not Cubert. Um, so it's Argus, but I have a question for you. Since we all just heard the conversation that's going on, are you a boy or a girl? Because I thought Morn was a boy, and I was pretty sure Ellie was a girl, but they were just shouting that they weren't either of those. So what are you?
I am a robot.
Yeah, but are there other robots like you?
Ellie shouts, "I'm a girl! I am a girl!"
That's not what you just said.
It is what I said. I am a
Argus,
woman. Hear me roar.
shift back to Argus.
Yep. I mean, if you haven't decided yet,
Yes.
you can let me know later, I guess. But in light of their conversation, I realized I don't know about as much about this party as I thought I did. I guess apparently I've just learned people's names. And if I call you Cubert, I'm sorry. I thought that was your name.
And Drum, it's also in this instance that you remember that when you were all being introduced to Elder Ingrid, several of you remember this fact that Argus was introduced as, oh, welcome, sister.
Drum is going to remember that, and he's going to walk away confused as he does from most conversations.
Anything from anybody else? Argus?
Mm. Not particularly. I'm going to be contemplating on how to reacquire my ability to see further than I currently am able to see. Probably harass the genie, considering that's a pact. Or ask at least if the genie knows where or what happened to Quaddle, if that makes sense. While
Do you
in
want
the
to
cube.
ask? Do you want to ask?
That would be during rest when he's in the cube itself, so yes.
Okay. I would say we could, for your moment in this, is there any other conversation you want to have with anybody?
Oh. Seeing everyone else
I'm
preoccupied, I don't think Argus particularly would. Not wanting to interrupt anyone at the moment.
It's around, because it's later on into the night that I would say that you shift back into your cube. it's you definitely wait until it's the dead of night when nobody's really paying attention as best as you can, and you shift back into your cube. And so you kind of like land it back as it lands on the ground. You shift back into your interior form, and of course, this isn't your exterior form. This is your interior form, and you can feel like you can breathe a little easier. You're a little bit more at peace, so to speak. You're inside of the cube here in your home you've had for who knows how long. A place that I guess you could say you feel safe, at least content. But do you want to reach out and ask about Quaddle?
Yes, I need to. Did we ever, out of character, did we ever actually fully decide on the Pax name or Negatory? I do not remember.
Nope.
Okay, I heard. So I'm just gonna kind of reach into that eldritch-ish energy that I remember feeling Quaddle through. See if I can kind of find anything through that, not knowing a name to kind of go through. If that makes sense?
Sure. Roll me a d20. Just a flat d20.
That is a 12.
12? Definitely responds to you in that same kind of like disconnected being, so to speak. It doesn't really speak to you, but you can definitely feel it connect to you. You've asked it for things before. You've asked of it things before, and it reaches out. It responds. It's not exactly calming by any means. It's not exactly unnerving. You've talked to it plenty of times before. What do you want to ask?
I seem to be in an odd predicament. I have seen Quattl perish, and I am not used to this predicament. And I was wondering if you happen to know what happened to them. I've never seen them disappear without me telling them to, so. Is there a way to bring them back, or are they truly lost?
What do you want, little Pandora? Come on now. You can tell me.
I would like to not be confined to this wretched body anymore, but
Yeah.
since
I'm
that's not
sure
an
you
option
would.
at the moment, I
Of
would like
course
to
it's
be able to
not.
see in that vessel at least.
It's not possible. Look, are you asking to have your pet back? That's
Yes.
something we can do. Ask me nicely.
May I have Quattl back?
Say please.
Please.
Of course. There's a good boy. And all of a sudden you feel a familiar presence wrapped around your waist. As Quaddle wraps around and then swirls her way up around your arm, around your neck. You just feel the slight tickle of her tongue against your neck. And she nestles back in.
Welcome
She's
back, good friend.
here with you. Now there's a good boy. Now, I want you to do something for me. Can you do that, little Pandora?
Following orders is what I must do.
There's a good girl. Let me snap back. As you reassert yourself in your automaton form out here in the material plane, the middle realm, you look down and Quaddle has returned with you as well, wrapped around your waist, sleeping silently against the warmth of the cube that is now returned to its form at the center of your chest, or at the center of your stomach. And we'll touch on the rest of that later. Anything from anyone else?
Are we all going to bed now? Because don't we need someone to watch out for the camp?
What's that?
Lookouts. Do we need
Yeah,
lookouts?
you already have lookouts. You're good. The lookout checks were good.
All right.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and take your long rest. And you awaken bright, sunshiny, bright and early. Well, like I said, time changes differently here in the Endless Sacred Wood. So it feels like you've slept for maybe a couple of hours or maybe 12 hours. It's all relative. It's hard to tell. But you all awaken the next morning, a quick breakfast, hooked up by Argus, and you're back in the travels. Is there any conversations in the first morning or early morning anybody wants to have or say? Anything going on?
Hey, Maddie, do you have that breakfast beer? I'd love to try breakfast beer because it's breakfast time.
Maddie cracks a couple of beers and starts passing them out to anyone that wants them.
Did you guys brew anything the night before?
No, we should have, but we did not.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll that real quick. Okay. It's I'm trying to remember. It's a brewer's check, and it was Maddie. What was your skill? You have brewer skills, and then more. What did you have? Herbalism.
I believe it was herbalism was the second.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Maddie, go ahead and roll me a brewer's skill check. It's your plus. It's a skill, so +3 plus your intelligence,
Okay.
and then or do the same thing for your herbalism skill. See what and more. Thinking back on what Elder Ingrid said, why don't you try adding some honey? Everything goes down a little easier with a little sugar. Why don't you try adding a little bit of the honey that you had, and go ahead and roll me this check at advantage.
This is where she meant to add the honey.
Maybe.
I'm gonna be like, oh, did you need my honey again?
Or I still have some of the one that you gave me. Let's see.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna be like, is there a drinking age limit thing for elves?
You mean for me? I'm 42, but everyone treats me like a child. So, yeah.
Well, I don't really mean like that. Like, well, kind of, because like, I know for like humans, it's like you have to be 21 in order to.
I think it was we were both using brewer supplies.
I thought you were using your alchemist ones.
It's two different skill checks. You guys are trying to combine them together. So either pick either your herbalism or your alchemist is fine.
Alchemist.
But you're rolling at advantage.
Okay.
I got an 11
11. Okay.
after I used inspiration.
And Malin, just so you know, I do drink mead and I drink wine. It's all good.
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah.
20. Okay. Nice.
I'm not saying
Between the two, that's
No. I know. It's like I just wanted you to know that I am drinking age.
okay.
between the two of you, I would say that's about an average of about 15. So it's definitely above average. You guys are able to kind of whip together. It's not a keg. I guess it's like a small, the same exact thing as you had last time. It's enough for about a dozen beers or so altogether. You guys are kind of able to whip it through the night using Moira's magic and kind of expediting up the fermentation process. But you have enough here to kind of give everybody something. On a 15, it's pretty solid. I'd say it's a pretty above average breakfast beer.
Do we have enough to give to why did I just blank on her name?
Hippie?
Yes.
There's enough here for about 12 people, so yeah, I'd say you have enough if she wants to take it.
I want to offer it to her. If like not like I'm just like, oh, here you go. Like try not to split her out, but try not to make an enemy hate us more.
Are you trying to what else are you trying to do? Are you just handing it to her? Like she's pretty apprehensive, just take anything you hand her.
I'm just like, I'm gonna set it down like here. It's a breakfast beer. You can drink it if you want it. Everyone's drinking it. And I'm gonna drink mine.
Trying to persuade her or do anything?
Yeah,
You
I'll
just
try
say-
persuade her. It's a work in progress. We've made it.
Can I give the help action? I'm proficient in persuasion.
Yeah, if your persuasion is persuasion, I would say, yeah, if you want to go over with him and try and do it.
As
I
Plus,
would
you
like
have
to
an
give-
inspiration,
poison
right?
resistant one.
Don't you have a inspiration, Maddie, for your D20?
No,
He already used it.
I used it. Yeah, so I'm just
Oh.
gonna give the help action.
Okay, so more. Roll me a persuasion advantage.
That's an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, I rolled a 5 and a 9, and I have a -1 to persuasion.
Okay. She picks up the beer and she kind of like gives it a bit of a sniff. She takes a slight sip. Kind of smacks her lips a little bit. Goes, you know, I think I'll kill you two last.
I'm gonna high five Maddie.
I also high five.
Are you guys rolling insight? You just have taken that as service level.
I'll
feel
just
like
take that as surface level.
Yeah, I feel like we would both just take it. Yeah.
Okay. You guys take that as however you so choose. Okay. All right. Camp begins to pack up. Is anything else going on this morning? First thing early in the morning?
Before we leave the endless forest, can I forage for the next the brewing that we do? Just whatever the berries and stuff out here are for our next stuff we do.
Yeah, I would say so. You have what is it, nature skill or herbalism? What are you doing?
I'm gonna use nature.
Are you proficient in it?
I am not at all.
Okay, you need to use a skill that you're proficient in if you're going to try and forage. So do you have survival?
Nope. I can be very stealthy.
Unfortunately, no. So you either survival or nature. I'd
Yeah,
even allow investigation.
I got a 6 when I rolled it. I don't find anything.
No, unfortunately, no. You need to be, like I said, if you guys are going to try and forage and try and find things, you have to be proficient in the skill to allow it. And depending on what skill you're using, is going to set the DC higher or lower depending on what you're trying to find.
I'll just look for some honey next time. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Anything from anybody else?
So Ellie walks over to Malin. Oh my gosh, have you tried this breakfast beer? This is my first time, and oh my gosh, Maddie, it's excellent. Morb, you all are just the best brewers ever.
High
What do
five
you
more
think?
again.
Yeah, what do you think, Malin? I don't know, Malin. I feel like, I just want to get to know you better. I mean, you're the Queen of Hearts, and for me, that's a big thing. But I just want to know what you think of this beer and what you think of how they brew it.
I like the fact that they used my honey.
It was your honey? Oh my word,
Well,
that
I
is
didn't make it.
just.
I
Oh,
did not make it.
oh,
I did not make it. I need to
oh,
clarify that.
okay.
I cannot.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of bee.
Sorry. I overstepped. So
No,
you
you're fine.
provided it
I
though.
realized. Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent. I've never tasted anything like that. And hopefully we can have it again sometime.
Oh, they tend to do that pretty frequently.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they have
Well,
plans to open up a brewery eventually.
oh, nice. Well, Ellie's gonna walk over to Hippie and say, "Oh my gosh, was this not the best breakfast beer? I mean, I don't know. It's the best breakfast beer to me. What do you think, Hippie?"
It's fine. Can we go? Y'all, are we ready?
Well, this new
Come on.
adventure is so exciting for me, Hippie, and I'm so glad you're here because you're the only one I really know here.
Ellie, we got a lot of ground to cover. Okay?
Oh.
I know you're excited, but let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Let's go.
while all that's going on, can I make the experimental elixir, Marshall?
Absolutely. Yeah, I could say you did that during your long rest.
All right. I'm gonna give it to Maddie.
Still give it to Maddie? Okay.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Just more high fives all around. Morb is my favorite.
Maddie,
Marshall,
Maddie.
can I,
guinea pig.
And Maddie, you're still at 2 points, right?
Yeah, too.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, that was Drum.
can I roll an animal handling? I'm trying to get Lucky to fetch, but I'm having Pumperum drop the stick so that so handing stick to Pump dropping the stick to Lucky to kind of build that bond.
Interesting. That's a fair one. If you're using Pump, I'd say yeah, go ahead and roll me animal handling, but you can use it. You can do it at advantage if Pump's helping you out.
Sweet. I'm so glad I got advantage. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Oh yeah, dude. No, he's all for it. It's like he's at about that kind of like 6-month-old stage. I guess you could say he's aged. Whatever happened to him in that other place definitely aged him up a bit. He went from being the fluffy little puppy that he was to this long, leggy, I guess you could say brooding teenager of a dog. But he's still very much so a puppy at heart. And playing with Pumperum and everything is like the combination of the two. He's all for it. No, this is it. Not only is it exercise and getting his heart pumping, but it's fun with friends. On a dirty 20, you can conceive from that.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, while everybody's having breakfast, Drew wants to pray to Danu just with the prayer that Xena gave him. And they're also going to ask for guidance for their cauldron specifically.
Go ahead and roll me this time. Just roll me a flat d20.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oof, how do I reward a nat 20 in this instance? That is a good question. Let me come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
Is there
are
anything anybody?
are we all getting ready to set off?
Yeah, you guys are packing up camp and getting ready. It's only the first day. It's like you've got it's you guys are deep into the end of the day. You no idea what the fuck you're in. All you know is that you're traveling along a river and he's leading you somewhere. You're trusting that you didn't really ask Elder Ingrid and where you're going. You guys haven't asked Hippie on where you're going. You're just trusting that she's leading you somewhere, hopefully out of this. But it's been about a day. I guess it's like that most of you could kind of gauge in terms of like hours spent, but it's really hard to tell in the passage of time here at the end of the
All right. Because Ellie wants to shuffle her cards and expend a rune.
Okay. Yeah, this is a travel check, so go for it. What do you want to do?
All right. Ellie's just going to use a charge and expend 2 runes. So
Okay.
everyone sees the tattoo on her forehead lights up, and one of the tattoos in her right hand lights up.
Hell yeah. No more? You're not offering any more insight than that, right?
Nope.
Not right now? Okay.
Nope. She's lit up in 2 places.
All right. Tattoo on her forehead and tattoo on her right hand is lit up. As she continues on, you guys continue through the end of the Sacred Wood. Hours upon hours pass, it seems like. You guys make it through relatively uncontested. It's the Hippie seems to know whatever way she's going. You guys go up and down through rocky crevasses, cross over a couple streams and stuff like that are not part of the main river. Several turned over trees you guys travel over. The endless Sacred Wood literally feels in this moment truly endless. It's like you guys have no idea how long you've truly traveled for, but by the time it really ends, it's like about evening or such. you guys begin to make your way towards making camp a second time. And you guys all kind of head out, same jobs and same tasks. And Monroe and it was Malin, I believe, right? You guys were out hunting with Hippie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else going on with camp or anything like that? Anything special?
Ellie just chatters with everyone. That was a great day of travel. That was so fun. Thank you, guys. This is just so fun. I'm having the best time ever.
We shift back to the hunting party. Monroe, Malin, what are you guys doing? Hippie's kind of like guiding you guys along the river, showing you several fishing spots you guys could try and get some stuff going. A couple of good hunting grounds. You guys kind of sit and stalk out, maybe some deer or whatever, or a couple of wild boar if you wanted to wait it out. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna look for more like vegetation kind of things. Like
Okay.
Yeah,
Like you're gathering
vegetation.
rather than hunting?
Yeah.
Okay. On that same roll that you guys were using, like I said, we use the same rolls no matter what for the entire travel check, all 3 days. Yeah, you're able to gather like some wild mushrooms, some roots, even some it's kind of like a tomato adjacent plant, I guess you could say. Yeah, definitely some ripe things kind of growing off, and kind of you're able to pluck them off and start gathering things up. Good to go. Or are you doing anything?
Ah, man. I think I approach Hippie and it's like, hey, got
Mhm. Got what?
I got some uh you know,
We're Monroe what? We're hired to do a job. What do you want?
well, so
She kind of like starts like kind of breaking away from you ever so slightly. You saying anything? Monroe, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm
She walks over to she walks away a slight distance away from you. She walks over to Malin. She kind of like starts going through the things that she's collected, the mushrooms, the roots, the tomatoes.
I'm gonna like side eye her. And then I'm gonna be like, can you check this one in particular? I wasn't so sure about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Monroe, do you have something you wanted to offer me to try and assuage me?
I side eye again.
What's your passive perception, Malin?
yeah.
Like a 19.
19? On
Don't
a
give me a
19 is okay.
I know
Because
it's really high, but I don't remember
you
exactly how.
because you have the observant feat, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You look to your left, and it seems like there's a bit of a glimmer off to your left, and you've seen something similar to like this before in the Endless Acre Woods. You look left, and it looks fine. You look at it right, and it begins to kind of shift.
Okay. I'm gonna
Monroe,
point it out to them.
Hippie completely ignores you. Monroe, you have 6 seconds. 1, 2,
Um
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. No.
Hippie like reaches her hand out against you again, like puts it on your shoulder. Malin looks at you, smiles gently, and then takes it off your shoulder and grabs the rift that you saw to your side and tears it open as this swirling mass begins to just appear out of nowhere. And you look back and you can see all the members of your group in your camp. And it seems, it's like you're looking through a looking glass, but you're looking at your camp. I want you to make a strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, the first roll is a 14. So 17. Or yeah, so 17.
17.
Mhm.
I'll tell you right now, she has a flat 20 in strength.
Okay.
She grabs you as that portal opens up and she just chucks you through. And you go ass over tea kettle sliding into camp, and you are literally face to foot with Maddie, Drum, Morg, the rest of everybody as everybody couch shelter running over and crowding around. And they look over through the portal and they see Hippie and they can see Monroe off in the distance. And then you can see Hippie just wave her hand and close the portal closed. The Hippie turns back to Monroe. You took something from me. Now I'm going to take something from you. And she raises her hands up, and hundreds of these little groups, those little earth elementals that have been following her all around, immediately begin to spread out among the trees and begin raising up these gnarled, thorned vines and begin closing around the entire area around you, as if she's closing in on about 90 feet on either direction around you.
I disperse fog.
And we're going to shift back to the camp. What's everybody doing back in camp?
Drum is highly alarmed. Did you just fall through a tear?
Maddie runs up to Malin to check on her.
Marshall, you said the tear is closed, right?
Oh, yeah. She ripped it open and she closed it herself.
And they were out hunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like sit myself back up, spitting dirt out of my mouth, and be like, okay, don't like this part of having a mouth. Look, whatever is going on right now, we have to get back to them. She's mad because Monroe killed the soldier guy, and he had information that she needed. They were talking about it yesterday while we were hunting too, and I didn't say anything because it didn't involve me, but
Marn killed someone?
that is why we went to distract the guards.
That probably would have been good information to know. But we probably should go find them. Hippie seemed too calm.
Not probably, we need to.
How far away are they?
That's a good
Would I
question.
be able to remember? Since I was like off with them.
You know that you didn't travel like too terribly far, 20, 30 minutes from camp?
Minutes?
Mm-hmm. You were
So
hunting.
Ellie has a sense of something going wrong and is concerned about Malin coming back to camp. So Ellie's gonna face step as far as she can to get to them to find Hippie.
Can I like roll to see if I remember which direction we went in?
Sure. Roll me history, investigation, even nature. I guess you could say you could use survival, and you could technically justify a lot of skills.
What's the roll?
Hey, roll this flat 18 plus
Okay.
a 5 from nature.
Ooh, okay. So you got what, 23 in nature?
Yeah, 23 in nature check.
Okay. You get the sensation, like it's hard to tell direction here, but you remember that you were traveling along the river. Specifically, you guys have been following this river the entire time, and you remember that when she kicked you away, threw you away, you were still near the river. So if you continue traveling maybe along the river, perhaps you'll still find them.
I go.
Is everybody
Come
going?
on, guys, this way.
Yeah.
So Ellie's gonna face step and use keen senses to find them. To
Okay.
find
What's keen?
Hippie. She's looking for Hippie most of all.
Okay. What does keen senses do?
I'm trying to find it.
I think that just gives you proficiency in perception, right?
Yeah, it's perception. Proficiency in
Okay.
perception. And
Okay.
face step is 30 feet.
Okay. I'll let you roll perception if you want to.
All right. I'm gonna roll perception.
And your face step, if you want to use it, that only travels you, I think, 30 feet. So.
It does, but it gets me that much closer.
Okay.
I got 11 in perception.
Okay. What does it think? This is the first time you've kind of used your face step. What does it look like? You're in your autumn form right now.
I'm in my autumn form, but I'm gonna choose to not if I face step in autumn form, then everyone's afraid. But I don't want anyone to be afraid.
Okay.
So how
So
I'd say that you. What does it look like when you do it, though? What is the description?
You can teleport 30 feet to an
Nope.
unoccupied space you can
Well,
see.
Yeah. What is your description? What do you want it to look like?
Oh,
It's the first time you've used this ability.
Yeah, and Ellie's gonna just jump, and it's like basically fly 30 feet in the air, and it's like I'm not gonna use the additional step, which is to scare everybody, but she just wants to go as far as she can to find Hippie, because she knows the cards told her that Hippie's up to no good. And so she's going to just jump as far as she can and sense the next direction to go. So with her keen senses, she got a 13. And using that that sense, she wants to face step again to get closer.
It's not going to get you any closer right now. So I would say that you use your face step and you kind of like get up on top of a high point and you use your 13 and you're trying to perceive what direction you need to go. And it's the same thing. It's like you all need to continue traveling along the north of the river. This is the first time you use that ability. All of a sudden you guys all see Ellie shift from herself, and it's just like this autumn, like fiery burning burning eloquence about her. She like automatically teleports from one position to another, and she's up on top of a small tree that's been tipped over, and she's kind of up at a high point looking out. But at this point, I want everybody to either roll perception, survival, or investigation to try to figure out what direction you need to go to. We're looking for a group check here.
I'm rolling investigation.
Okay.
Marshall, before I make the roll, is this for everyone who's going towards to Hippie, or is it?
Yeah,
just
everybody. It's everybody that's going towards Hippie. So if you guys want to stay behind, you need to let me know now.
Okay. I will.
Stop. Hang on. Drum first.
All right. I will stay behind, and I will tell them I will join them later. I'm going to take Pump and Lucky and try and investigate the area where the tear first appeared. I would try to roll Arcana to see if I can detect the tear or somehow reverse engineer the tear. I know I can't do that, but I'm real curious about the spot that the tear occurred.
We'll come back to that. So you're staying. Even Ingus grabs his rifle, cocks it back, and is immediately running down the north of the river, heading out with you guys. He's not staying here by himself. Smalls is traveling with Ingus right now. He's staying close to him. It's his job. He's supposed to protect this guy. He's going to stay close. So I want a group investigation, perception, or nature check, or survival check from everybody, except for Drum, who's staying behind.
21.
21. Okay.
Good news for me, I got inspiration. Bad news, I got an natural one.
Oh,
Natural twice.
So Ellie got a 15 in perception.
Okay. 15, 21. Well, more. You got a natural 1. What did
I
you
got a
like?
blasted 20.
More. What did you get on your? You got a natural 1 on your second one. What you get on your first?
No. So I got.
You have to take. You have to take your. Okay, you have to take the second roll. Oof. Okay.
I get inspiration from that one.
No, if you used your inspiration to make the roll, you don't get it back.
I didn't have any inspiration.
Okay,
He's
so you got a
saying
nat 1, and then you got inspiration from the nat. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. So I said, good news.
Okay,
I have
yeah.
inspiration now. Bad news.
Yeah.
I got a natural 1.
Nat 1. Okay. Sorry. Now everybody else.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I got a 6.
Argus, Drew. 6.
I got a
Drew,
12.
what'd you get?
12.
I rolled a 2 on the die.
Okay. That nat 1.
Mm.
Drum, we will come back to you. The rest of you, you hurry down the northern river as you're kind of like, okay, it's like we were hunting this direction. We kept going this way. It was about 15, 20, maybe half an hour down, but that was at a slow trot. We were moving extremely slow. We were trying to hunt and steal prey. If we're at a dead sprint, we can cut that time down. It's like all of this math is going through everybody's head. Malin, as you're like, okay, we were headed this direction. Like, wait, this looks kind of familiar. I don't remember that tree being there. Was the river going that direction? I don't remember. Fuck it, let's go. You're all just darting into the Endless Acre Wood, trying to head in the direction that you remember that Monroe and Hippie may or may not have been. About 10, 15 minutes down, the time of day suddenly begins to shift. It's gone from a dull evening glow setting of the sun to relatively dark at night. It's getting harder to see. Those of you that have dark vision, you're relatively easy to see, 30, 60, 90 feet out, whatever it might be.
I have dark vision.
But off in the distance, you notice a soft, gentle green glow on the same side of the river as the rest of you. But it's still heading in the same direction that you're heading. Malin, you don't remember coming across this, but it was the bright of day. Maybe you just didn't see it. You all continue heading forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start to hear things off in the wind. It's almost like somebody's chanting. You hear voices. I want everybody to roll that's here. It's everybody except for Monroe and Drum. Roll me perception or investigation. Something. I guess this would be perception. Just perception. Everybody's allowed to as well.
Wait. Shit. I only rolled this.
Whoa.
18.
18.
7.
Okay.
Got a 9.
9.
It's 20.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
22.
Nat 20 or dirty 20?
Nat.
Very nice.
I got a 12.
12. As you all begin to approach, with that nat 20 combined with the entire group, you can begin to hear a few words. It is chanting. You hear brackish, crackish, hunger, crackish, brackish. And it repeats over and over. There's other words in between, but it's hard to tell from this distance. You guys begin to get closer on all those perceptions checks. You begin to see a group of people. Something off in the distance, there seems to be a large glowing rock, perhaps. but there's a group of people surrounded, crowding around it. Do you guys continue to sneak forward, or do you want to charge forward?
I would
Ellie's,
prefer to sneak myself.
yeah, Ellie's moving forward as well.
Okay. Sneaking? Everybody sneaking? Or charging?
Yeah. Can I use comprehend languages, or do we understand what's going on?
You can hear the language. It seems to be common, but it seems to be mixing with something else. Do you want to use comprehend languages?
Yeah, I want to hear what's going on.
Okay. Go ahead and cast comprehend languages. Take away that spell slot,
I did.
and we'll see what happens next.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth. Everybody that's sneaking, I was like, everybody's kind of sneaking up on this. Let's go ahead and roll stealth checks for the entire group.
18.
18, okay. This is a group stealth check, so we need everybody to be above. We need the majority to be higher than the lower. So what's going on? We got
16.
an 18.
I only got a 2.
I rolled a disadvantage, so I was worried.
I got another
get?
nat 20.
Damn, okay. Got the nat 20's going like out the ass right now.
I got a 10.
10?
I got a
believe in
15.
Okay. What'd you get, Mort?
15. I have disadvantage. I rolled a 17 and a 12.
Okay.
Can I wild shape?
Absolutely.
Would a wolf be a little sneakier than an elf?
Yeah, you could use the wolf's, I believe it's the wolf's dexterity base to use your sneak.
Yes.
Or I think wolves have like advantage on stealth. I can't remember. You have to use the wolf stat.
Yeah, let me find it.
Okay.
But I do believe they have proficiency as well as a higher dex. I believe both are correct. It's been a while though.
Okay. It's just going to depend, like whatever she gets here, right? Whatever Allie gets her right now, or Drew gets her right now, is going to determine what's going to happen with the group.
So what are we waiting on?
Wait, sorry, hold on.
Allie is rolling
waiting on me reading.
stealth as a stealth for a wolf. Let's see here. Drew.
That would be another 10.
10. Okay. That puts you, unfortunately, that doesn't get you guys to a great score, but you have a clear view and you're decently hidden as you all kind of creep a little bit closer. And with the perception and everything checks that you guys got every now, there's a group of people here, all robed and chanting. Most of their backs are turned to you. You can't really quite tell how many there are. There's probably at least a dozen or so here. Pretty hard to tell. Each of them is chanting this, Rakesh, hunger. And at the front, there is a masked person leading the chants. And there's this strange, rough-hewn, rock-looking altar. And it's glowing this weird, otherworldly, ethereal green. And Morb, I want you to roll an investigation or a history with advantage.
Do investigation. Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This entire rock, you can tell from this distance, the entire thing is made out of warpstone.
Oh.
And the rest of you, all looking on Morb, you are completely fixated on this warpstone altar thing that they have going on. The rest of you see this person leading the chants is this strange wooden mask with these tentacle appendages streaking down on this strange kind of like golden orange strange, cloaked hood looking down. As you all look closer, you see that there is a bound and naked woman stretched across this rock and staked down, arms and legs, as this person, this leader of this group, stands over them, is leading these chants, It is holding the most wicked-looking dagger most of you have ever seen.
Can I tell the group what they're saying?
I will message it to you later, but you understand that most of this is in common, but some of these words are in deep speech.
Okay. How far are
And
we
Drum,
away?
and Drum is not here right now.
Shoot. How far are we from this?
About 60 feet or so. You haven't been able to get right up on them on your stealth checks, but you're fairly close. It's about 60 feet to most of the group in the altar and about 90 feet to the person who is leading all of this.
I'm gonna pull up my rifle and I'm gonna look at the group, see for confirmation to whether or not to shoot.
I'm gonna nod.
And any other nods or anything?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
nod and pull out my double-bladed scimitar.
I'm looking at him with shrugging my shoulders. It's like, I don't know if that'll work. But go for it. That's
How-
Ellie.
How
What are you
close
aiming
is a
for?
person to the warp stone?
Oh, they're all crowded around pretty damn close to it. The woman, the bound and naked woman, is literally strapped across the warpstone altar.
Okay, then I'm gonna shoot that. I'm gonna shoot the guy, the head guy.
The head guy?
The one with the wood mask.
Okay. Go. I mean, what's the distance at 90? You have sharpshooter, right?
Yes, I do. My flint
Okay.
of chaos is 120 feet.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me that attack. You're going to attack. Everybody's getting ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a 21.
What does it look like as you crack this shot off?
Well, I'm
As
just
you
shooting a
break
regular
this-
bullet, so I don't want to risk shooting the. Oh, an attack on app, right? Sorry, I forgot that we're doing app.
Mhm.
Let me do the app. 15 to hit.
15. Okay. What does it still look like as you crack this shot off?
I'm not using the chaos bolt. I'm just using a regular bullet. So it's just a poof of black powder smoke and just the regular bullet shooting.
As your shot cracks the night, and it's this boom that breaks the silence of the night, and the chanting all of a sudden stops as your shot rings out and sails across, dodging through several people in this crowd over the altar, and goes to strike the person leading at this thing. They raise their hand up, and this shield of magical energy erupts around them, blocking your shot.
I'm gonna catch magic missile. Ellie's gonna cast magic missile.
No, you're not.
She's not.
Morb,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make me a intelligence saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Is this on the app or?
It's combat, so yes, it's on the app.
Okay. 11.
As your shot rings out and breaks the night, as he blocks off this shot, even through all of this, your keen eyes, your sharpshooter eyes, with the help of your son, as you fixate on this target, you can feel the shift of the eyes behind this mask move through the night and fixate perfectly on you, where the shot rang out. And you feel this reverberation, this psychic, ridiculous pain just shudder through your entire body as this lance of psychic energy shoots out from this person, and you take 26 points of psychic damage as it rings out across, bringing you down to your knees. And I want everybody. Go ahead.
13 because I'm resistant because of my son.
Nice. Even fucking. That's awesome. And very good. Because at this point, everybody is going to roll initiative. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because we are 40 minutes over time.
Oh yeah,
That
duh.
is fine. I will take my initiative roll of a flaccid 20 on the app. Then.
My initiative
Yes.
is
We
a
should-
12.
We
Marshall,
should
I
just put him in the
will
chat.
like to
Everybody
say
needs. Mhm.
that it happened again. An attack that should have killed me didn't, because my max health is 41.
I wouldn't have killed you. It was 26 damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
26 total damage is what the psychic lance did. Yeah.
26.
I rolled two ones on all of that. It's 7d6 damage, and you got lucky. So.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Never mind.
So 13 points of damage to you.
Mhm.
Ellie rolled a 19. Initiative.
Go ahead and keep it all. Yeah, go ahead and log it all, and then we'll go ahead and put it in. We'll put it in for next session. We're going to begin next session with. We got really deep into the role play and everything like that, so this is where we're going to kick off next session.
I appreciate that you let the thruple conversation continue. I was hoping you would cut it off at some point in time, but you just let it go.
Nice. Trying to let you guys kind of play it out. It's like we got a new character introduced. I want you all to kind of feel everything out. No, it's like we're getting back into the groove of everything, guys. I was sick for a while. I was like, everything going on. It's like my groove feels a little bit off. I apologize if it felt a little bit off, but no, this was a great session in terms of role playing, getting everybody kicked off, and now we're gonna kick off with combat next session.
I just wanted to save Morb. I don't know him.
It's like, why do you
So
not
basi-
want to save my ass? When I never any reason to go save my ass at this point.
it's a bitch and a half to travel through the end of the Sacred Wood.
But I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm the biggest fuck up. Calling other people fuck ups, and I'm like, no, more. Turn around. Look at your man.
Also, I'm blind again. But at what cost am I not blind?
Oh man.
You know, the crazy
good
part is
stuff.
we keep saving Lindsay, and she's probably got this deal with Marshall. It's like, yeah, I have this great character idea. I just need you to kill Monroe off. And we just keep saving her.
I get that. No, that's the thing. I love Lauren so much. Why do I keep fucking up with the
Because
characters that I
Morn
don't
has a
care
death
about?
wish, but you as a player
Terrible.
don't. Morn does. Morn's like, we're doing it. We're gonna die.
You gave everybody so many chances. It's like, here, what do you want to do? She's pissed off at you. Okay, you got 6 seconds. What do you? Oh, okay. This.
Bring in other people and mix again, and I'm like, oh, that already fucked me over a few times now. So I'm like, they didn't give me anything. So like, nope, I got nothing. let's just
The
fight
funny thing
this
is, when
one
she
out.
put her arm on my shoulder, like when she put her hand on my shoulder, I was literally thinking, please don't.
I was so panicked inside. I'm like, no, please, please don't do this.
I was waiting for
Should
being
have
a
been
motherfucker
character
with
just
another
gone, please
motherfucker
don't.
meme to start happening.
Can I just say, the self-control it took not to shoot the warp stone.
I feel it.
I can kind of figure.
Like, explosions.
Such a big boom.